you've got more damage with MV skills. We might need to make use of that. So we've got 3 people who are cold. And 2 of them are the ones who just absolutely cannot stop fighting. Although we might be able to keep Sinclair out of it this turn. And when it comes around to his turn next time, he'll pretty much be at full SP and be able to fight hard. Merceau failed his clash, so he didn't actually gain cold, which is helpful. Recording will give that a bit of a boost. There's no way to prevent... Oh, shit. Although if the target changes, maybe. Just to test it. It'll still hit Sinclair. I think we have to accept the fact that Sinclair and Heathcliff are going to frequently get frozen, because I can't physically stop it from happening. Ishmael will heal Merceau's SP just a little bit, so he can deal with that. It's hitting those 2. If they're going to get frozen anyway, they may as well contribute. You just guard. It's not actually going to do anything. You're not going to gain anything. Nothing's going to come of it. But you will avoid getting cold, and then you can come back and help out next turn. Seems logical. I don't know. We've got like 6 more, 5 more. I can't remember. 5, I think. 5 more sinners to come onto the field if things go poorly. So all we need to do is just focus on keeping his SP down. If people die, we've got backups. There we go. That's a big drop for him. Fuck all damage because his protection went back up, but why did that? I think I moved something around. Or did I stagger him? No, I didn't stagger him. Why was that? Oh. I moved some stuff around. Well, Merceau's attack was a big waste. I don't remember doing that, but evidently I did. You can take that, you're fine. Still fine. This will suck for your SP, but otherwise, it's okay. It's good for everyone else's SP. I forgot that would have attack weight. Oh, it staggered Sinclair. Which actually prevents him from being frozen, so it's not the worst thing in the world, to be honest. It's not good. I definitely could have played that turn better, and it kind of annoys me that I missed that shit. But in the grand scheme of things, it didn't go that badly. This is resin, requires 3 envy. Okay. If people are going to get hit anyway and gain cold anyway because they have counter skills that make them retaliate when getting hit, which means they will gain cold regardless, then they may as well contribute towards either lowering this guy's morale or doing damage or something. Make the best of a bad situation rather than just accepting a poor result. Mitigate it, you know, damage control. I'm hoping this absolute resonance will help us out. Good. This also lowers his overall damage. And we are moving towards a stagger. Fuck, that was close. What are you doing rolling double tails? Crazy bastard. That was fucking close. The shields help. Otis is super helpful. I love this identity. There we go. That's got his that's got his SP fucking bottomed out. Yeah, his SP's bottomed out and he's about to fucking stagger. The problem is, of course, when we attack him when he's fucking staggered, you're gonna gain cold. So I'm thinking when he's staggered, don't touch him. Just don't touch him, just take a turn to chill. If we've got enough... chill, get it? If I'm right, yeah, we have enough envy skills that we would get eat and sleep. So on the turn where he staggers, we would gain some health. Not much at all. It's 3 health, 3 SP. It's basically nothing. But we're gaining shit while he isn't. He can try and go for Heathcliff, and it wouldn't even matter if someone froze this turn. Like, yeah, the damage sucks, but next turn is our turn to recover. Now, of course, if Don Quixote freezes, then she'll take damage and we won't be able to get eat and sleep next turn. But to be fair, 3 HP and 3 SP is not a game changer. It is over an extended period of time, in my opinion, but for one turn, nah. May as well go in this turn. Because he should, if I'm looking at this correctly, he should stagger from payback of interest. Which means the rest of these attacks will do their full damage. There we go. There's the stagger. So we take this turn to do some damage, really land some hits. Then we take next turn to warm up, and then we go back in. I'm shocked we got a follow-up. Stagger. And yep, frozen. Big hits. And that lowered his health significantly. 6+ enemies with cold gain clash power up, yeah. But once it's his turn again, he won't have nothing. None of us will be cold. We get a proper full reset. And we'll get, like, what, 4 ego resources, I think? I actually don't know if that's... We'll find out, won't we? 11, 16, 2. Okay, the skill needs to activate in order for us to get resources. But we did get some healing, like some SP healing, so... You've got a lot of Book of Vengeance, so yeah, you're starting to get some stuff. Skill final power +1. We can use that. Unfortunately, his SP's gone way back up again. It's neutral. But for our purposes, that's terrible. So, anyone who doesn't need to fucking swing, won't. I do need Heathcliff to do that, though. I want the first person each turn to hit the Indomitable Knight skill to make sure that the SP is lowered for everyone else's clashes. I'll have Otis deal with that because she can more handily, like, or more easily avoid a conflict. So she can go in and do that. She's doing well. She's got her clash power up, so she's sitting pretty. We are slowly but surely getting through phase 1. Both of those going to hit Ishmael, but she's practically at full health. I think she'll be okay. Her SP is going to suffer a bit, but she's doing all right for SP. You're only countering because you don't really have any other options. You're going to get hit regardless. May as well hit him back. And it's a envy. Okay, yeah. Everything seems to be okay. Yeah, sort that out. The damage is pitiful, but that's okay. Where did all that bleed come from? Holy shit. That's tearing him apart. Of course, we're about to go into phase 2. Phase 7 bleed. This should, yeah, finish this phase. Okay. Phase 2. Oh, the music kicked up. Unclashable. Slay the ocean. Slay the ocean. Boy, I hope this is a supposed to lose moment. There's nothing we can do other than, you know, defend ourselves. Don't know if it'll even make a difference, but we'll try. Yikes. I think he sang evaded it. You're frozen. These counter skills are fucking me up. Oh no. I was really hoping that'd be the end of the fight. The knight rides upon the violently whinnying steed. Last race skyward, the knight races across the sea, splitting its waves. We won't succeed at this rate. Stall him, please, even for a second. Irene directs her hand cannon toward the knight. Her aim and will undulates on the same frequency with the waves. Go on, Irene. We need but a moment to recover. Topple the waves. Go for his legs, not his lance. We have to stop his charge. Who can put a stop to it? Otis can. Always Otis. Oh, fuck you, Otis. God damn it. Wherever we turn, we are beset in all directions by endless horizons of the sea, and where there is sea, the knight races, the knight's gallop is unstoppable. Knight gains 3 haste.
개선이 필요하겠군.
Well, I thought she was going to take damage, so I'm glad she didn't.
皆さんしっかりしてください。
We also have a way to counter this if he is actually just too fast, so... And he's not, frankly. He really did not luck out on his speed rolls this turn. Tide Hunt sucks. You're going to need to deal with that. You're not cold, though, and that's good. These guys are frozen, and that sucks, but... 21 to 52, 6 to 8. Yeah, Otis can take that. And she's going to have to. Can you deal with that? Not really. Oh, because his SP went up to full. We can only lower it a little bit. Okay. You guys also rolled utter bollocks on your skills this turn. You're going to have to deal with that. Ishmael's probably going to get obliterated by that. At the very least, we will lower his SP a bit. I'm worried that losing that clash is going to undo it, though. You are going last, though. His SP would have been lowered by the maximum amount by that point, so maybe.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에
Good
점검.
stuff.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Considering the amount of protection he has, that was... Does he? He doesn't even have his protection anymore. Oh. We're doing normal damage. That does make this easier. This will give him 3 rupture, which means victory is ours. 17 damage. Ouch. That was significantly more damage than I was anticipating.
救大社お願いします。
This second phase is fucking nonsense. She's okay.
囚人が退却できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
Yes, Dante can bring them back, but you know, doesn't mean we'll win, does it? Need to deal with those. You're struggling, of course you are. Profiling? Don't know, we're gonna have to do the best we can.
충전 기능 점검.
There we go.
단숨에 정리하도록.
Need that SP to go down. And also to damage him. Good. He'll take more from this. Not much more. Well, his SP overall did go down, so that's helpful. Not staggered. Not staggered, only just. Her SP's really low. Does this basically count as an enrage? Yeah, we're gaining 2 cold every time we attack him. That's insane. And he doesn't have a stagger threshold in this phase either, so we can't even knock him out of this. Alright, now's the time, I think. Faust will stagger, but... Well, not literally stagger, but she'll... Oh, you can't even. Because you're too fucking slow. Other than that, ban down the hatches, I suppose. I don't know.
내가 시범을 보이지.
Good job, Otis. Big hits. You get hit back though, and you're gonna stagger. Oh, well, she didn't stagger. That's lucky. She will stagger from the attack though, like the big one. Oh no, come on. That's not really acceptable. That is more understandable. But now his SP is just going to be soaring because we're losing every single clash. Good job, Greg. Appreciate it. But every attack of his now counters, so this is going to kill people.
전열을 지켜라. 내게 돌렸으니 너희가 공격할 기회는 더욱 많아진다.
You're going to freeze. The knight rides upon the violently whinnying steed. Well, please stall him. Can we actually have it work this time? Can anyone even do it? Ugh. Come on, Otis. Yes, there we go. The Knight's fierce charge briefly wavers when Sinner Otis jumps in his path. The Inquisitor quickly capitalizes on this momentary opening. A blinding spark flies from a hand cannon and the Knight is thrown off his steed. Slayer of the Ocean becomes clashable. God damn, this skill check is fucking crucial. Shouldn't even be a skill check. Fuck.
매뉴얼은 모두 직접 숙지시켰으니 당연한 결과.
Dense shadow pulls under the lone knight. Susurrus of I don't know what that word means. Of teeming flesh sliding against flesh can be heard from beneath. Aren't they gathered to defeat the knight? They must have first gathered here, believing him to be one of them, until they came to a realization that the knight is a traitor to the greater will. The knight leaps off from the surface, but the sea rises violently in response to drag him back down. The waves crest high, gnawing upon the knight, crashing him back down to the water's surface. But he leaps once again, the cresting waves as his stepping stones. He belongs not to the sea. He stands tall against the great will, his head held in high in eternal defiance. The unremittent knight rides across the watery mountains and charges at us. Again. Ah! The knight's steed is sending out a warning for something. Please. Thank you. Sinner Yisang brings the knight's charge to a stop, then the waves begin to crash in. Once, twice, thrice, but unlike the knight in the back streets, the waves don't stop coming. He has always challenged the waves and is fated to do so for eternity. The waves will always shake the sea until the day of the knight's sinking. Struggle passive deactivated. Last night gains the knight's
이
corpus.
정도 일은 우습소. 3등항에서도
敵が
능히
優勢で
해내겠군.
す。状況を今一度把握し直さなければ。
Take 80% more damage. Okay, that is really useful for what it's worth. Might be too little too late though. I don't know, we'll see. So, you lost struggle. Okay, so you don't gain protection. Alright, that is good. God damn, that fucking skill check is crucial. I can't believe we failed it the first time round. So, indiscriminate. Targets randomly. Please. Thank you. Thank you. We really need to hit him. Inflict burn by wrath resonance. Well, we can get a little bit of that, but not much. Raise stagger threshold. Well, he doesn't have one, so. Okay. Well, there's one thing we do need to do. You need to use fluid sac. I see. He's doing that again. It's a tentative moment. We could be back up on the rise, but if we fuck this up too hard, we could still very easily just lose. It has to be played exceedingly carefully. Otis is gonna freeze, but I have no other choice. And Heathcliff is otherwise indisposed. It's good. We're gonna have to try for this. It has to be this.
내가 시범을 보이지.
Ah, you saying that's not a good start. At least he doesn't gain cold, I guess. Fuck him up.
보이나요? 세상과 함께 타들어가고 싶었던 내 몸부림이.
Decent damage. Good. That's what we needed. I don't even care if it's
이
tails.
전투는 승리할 거예요.
I know I'm sacrificing you, Otis, but this was necessary.
여행에는 목적이 있었지.
The Odyssey had a purpose. Look at her go. Still, yep, someone exploded.
떠돌아가는 길에서
Take that. Ah. Yes, Saga.
囚人が退却できませんでした。あ、ダンテさんには囚人を蘇生できる能力がありましたよね。
Well, at least he's not using the big attack this turn. And clashing it does reduce what it does to us. It's just still really rough though. Okay, look. Oh, Ishmael's not even being targeted this turn. She's too slow. Okay, you can deal with that. Cliff deals with that because that needs to be a success. We need that SP drop. I've spent 2 hours on this fight. Fucking hell. I do fight quite slowly in this game. Like, despite how it often may look when you guys watch. Like, I'm sure it doesn't seem like this at all. But I do actually take these very slowly and really carefully. You're gonna need to block that. Which does make it more embarrassing when I make as many mistakes as I do. But, you know, Merceau might have to freeze and die. Ishmael literally can't contribute. There's no point getting a one-sided attack. And part of the problem is that if Merceau contends with those attacks, they'll gain attack weight and they'll hit someone else. Now, I guess if we guarantee that he succeeds, that's not so bad. But if he contends with them and fails, fuck, are we in trouble? We need to put out damage quickly. You'll freeze, you'll probably die. You're not gonna freeze. None of you guys are okay.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
Good. It lowers his SP. I'm surprised Yi-Sang's still here, to be honest. It's impressive. Fortunately, I don't think that could have lost, so that
다음
helped.
세상으로 넘어가려면 자, 여기구나.
28 damage, not terrible. And he did get fragile for that. Didn't hurt much. This will probably kill Merceau. 36. Yeah, off he goes. She blocked that well.
囚人が死亡。どうすれば。
Those two are cold now. Rhodia's on the field.
퍼레이드 중에는 말 걸지 않는 게 좋겠지.
She's level 15. But he's almost half health. How much gloom do we need for fluid sac? One more, and then we need some lust as well, which we're not getting that from many places. Oh good, using that again. It's about as risky as it gets. I think fucking Rhodia's just gonna instantly stagger, but we'll see. There's nothing I can do other than to go for it.
내가 시범을 보이지.
Banking it all on Yi-Sang.
가슴 가장 깊은 곳까지 박히도록.
Nope. That might have... Oh, yeah, that might have doomed us. Yeah, I think that's doomed us. Yeah, 732 damage, 826. I think that doomed us. And he's just exploded as well from Frozen.
死亡。どうすれば。
So close, yet not quite. Not much to be done, really, by this point. I'll keep trying for it.
대가리 딱 떼고.
Of course, the moment this turn ends, she's gonna freeze. She did a fair amount of damage, though.
파도 속에서 움직일 수 있는
Enough? No, not nearly enough.
깨어져라.
She's frozen, and it's gonna get utterly... Yeah, she's already staggered. Yep. She's already dead.
どんなに辛い任務でも皆さんにはタンテさんがいらっしゃるのできっとやり遂げられます。
Amiya, it's literally Hong-Le alone, with a knife and a Hawaiian shirt. And he's using Slay the Ocean. An attack which I'd like to point out, obviously is way worse if you don't clash it and win, but if you do clash it and win, it still fucking sucks. Well, good effort, Hong-Le.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
Nice. I mean, unless that ended the fight, though. Oh, that's really rough. We were very close. Fuck.
관 쪄야 해. 보내줘. 관에 넣어. 내 몸만은 이게 언젠가.
How do we deal with this? I think for the sake of this fight, we're gonna have to replace Princess with Kurakumo clan for Rhodia, because at level 15, she's not really contributing. I mean, at least Rhodia's passive, not Rhodia, sorry. At least Ryoshu's passive is helping us throughout the fight. Rhodia's kind of isn't, because there's no bleed in this fight against us, so that might help. I'm gonna stop talking my way through these unless it looks like, I don't know, unless something notable happens. I'm just gonna have to knuckle down and try and win this. It's gonna be a long evening. Long fucking evening. Just need him to stagger, that's all. Surely this will do it. Oh, come on, please. Heads, heads, heads. There we go. Okay, so everyone at 2 can't attack. Everyone else go for it. Okay, managing the first phase all right. We'll see how it progresses. It's the second phase that's the problem. Ah, solid 3 damage. It's all about lowering his SP though, that's the key. Bleed count helps as well. He's gonna hit, yeah, 2 people. Well, it froze him, but you know. Now he's gonna do his fuck off attack, and I think Merceau's going to die. Yeah. Not much to be done other than to use defensive skills. Nothing else is going to help us survive this. Merceau's doomed. Otis will stagger. And I don't know.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검.
Honestly, oh, that's pretty funny. Could have been way worse. You're gonna freeze now. Or not. You will? Yeah, you did. Have to stop the Knight's charge. Please. Okay, we've got some really good chances here. Please. First time around. Thank you. Fucking hell. Thank you, Inquisitor, for shooting the guy.
3등항에서도 능히 해내겠군.
Sinclair, please. Thank you. Okay, good. Struggle removed. Knight's Corpus.
제 안내가 도움이 되셨다면 다행입니다, 형님.
He now takes way more damage. So he just... Oh, God, he's doing it immediately again. That's bullshit. Sinclair is probably doomed. No one's more doomed than Merceau. Now do the trick. There's nothing Sinclair can do to not counter, but he would gain 30% of his missing HP as shield. So that might keep him alive. Yeah, of course, because whenever we strike him now, we gain 2 cold instead of just 1, which makes the DPS race even harder to achieve. Not a lot to do, though.
차 부숴줄 테다.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Damage. Not much, but some. I'd love a heads hit though, you know, it would be really nice. Every bit of damage counts. I can really do with it. 30 damage, that's okay. His HP isn't that large, so At least I can't stagger anyone. Good job, Yi-sang. That can stagger though.
내게 관심이 쏠려. 너희가 공격할 기회는 더 많아진다.
Wait, no one died? Crazy. Really? No one died? Not a single person? That's shocking. Okay. Guess we got a chance. Otis might have to stagger herself, though, in order to make sure that his SP keeps going down. But other than that, could have been worse. Don Quixote's nearly dead, but doesn't have any cold, so we can make use of that. Doing 50% extra... actually, you're going to do 50% extra damage of envy skills, then use a fucking envy skill, right? Yeah. That'll get us eat and sleep, which is helpful. And damage will be done, not by Merceau, but by the others. He's not going to stagger, but he is taking 80% extra damage, so every hit's going to fucking hurt. Otis will freeze, but there's no way around that, really. That has to be contended. And it would be nice to keep Merceau alive a little longer if possible, even if he is just a sacrifice.
자, 부숴줄 테다.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은
Just one damage headset is all I want, and it's not gonna fucking give it to me. He's already down to 800. Don Quixote's not dead. Ugh. Please roll properly, thank you. That's huge damage, massive. Exactly what we needed. You're fine. You're fine. You're not gonna be fine. Yeah. Most of the team is back, but you're using Slay the Ocean again. Merceau will die this turn. There's no way he's not gonna get killed by Slay the Ocean, so get your laughs while you can, buddy. Land a hit. I think Don Quixote's on a way out too. May as well not let him get credit for the kill, really. But if we keep hurting him, that could do it.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하도록.
It's down to 500 now. I was worried that'd be a stagger. He's fine. Heads damage, finally! Oh!
이제 가진 것은
Yes!
전기밖에 없는데 이것까지.
That's good damage. Thank you, Merceau. Appreciate it. Fuck you, goddamn.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기
Please,
불꽃은
just kill him. He keeps spamming his bullshit ultimate. Oh, she's stacked. Well, she's dead. Yeah, so. Go on, lads. Do a lot of damage.
도망쳐봤자 헛수고다. 어전단 하나니 어디에서든 네 머리통을 화려하게 터뜨릴 테니.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That was Tails, which is not good, but that was still actually a lot of damage. Heathcliff's probably dead.
나를 보호해라.
Hang on. Shockingly, Amir was correct. A sinner is down. Singular. I'm bloody fucking surprised. I thought more people would be dead. Okay, that gives us a chance. I don't know how Merceau is still alive, but he is. Need to do damage. We have to now be willing to sacrifice people in order to do a sufficient amount of damage to win the fight. So that would do 6 to 15. That would do 4 to 14. What about Electric Screaming? It only costs NV if I'm correct. A bit of Wrath, but that's okay. Yeah, that'll do more. Go out with a bang.
자, 부숴줄 테다.
Big hit. Get in there, get in there. $285. He can take it, he's fine. Otis has been an absolute hero. In all of the fights we've done against this guy, she has always performed well.
저 새끼.
All the people who were like, yeah, walk up Otis is good. Yeah, you were right. You were absolutely right. She's fucking sick.
이것까지.
Good damage. His morale is now garbage. And from the looks of it, we could kill him before he gets to do his attack. Go in. Good, good, good.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Oh, what a fucking fight. God fucking damn. Yeah, that should be it. Yep. That was tough. That's the hardest fight I've fought so far, I think. Or at least it was for me. I don't know. I'm out of rounds. The lamp's almost out too. We didn't win, by the way. We're holding him back for now, but we won't last much longer. Yeah, this is accurate. Sometimes you get these fights and you're like you feel a bit of like dissonance because you're like, well, we dusted them and the sinners are acting like they're fucking dying. Now, this time it's legit and it's true. Like, we won that with quite a few characters to spare, but it was on a knife's edge. One bad round could have sunk the whole fucking thing. No BS, I can last. The lighthouse, not so much. Oh, what difference does that make? Sinners were reeling from the battle against this enemy who is more like a force of nature than human. Without giving us much time to breathe, the knight fixes the spear and begins charging us again. It didn't take long for the severity of the situation to dawn as I quickly began to rack my head with a desperate wish. What can I do? What can I do here? That's when, through the mist, the blank space begins to envelop my vision once again. Oh, we're gonna get an ego attack. Wait, this is just like... And from the dark, light shines again. I reach out toward it and see, unlike in the earlier phenomenon, which focused entirely and powerfully on Skadi, a single individual, what I saw this time was an unfamiliar place called Kazimierz. This place was filled to the brim with things that Don Quixote would lose her mind over, like knights and their countless fans, an arena in which to test one's mettle. But the one in Amir's fort sits far from all of that glory in a very mundane-looking office. He wears a well-kempt set of clothing, while his eyes are, with a slight squint, focusing on reading in the newspaper. The man looked more like an office worker than a knight, but the most radiant part of that scene was a banner hanging on the wall and a sword. Don Quixote was the first sinner who came to mind. Can she, our ardent admirer of knights and pursuer of glory, spin that energy from his sword as her own? Wait, no, he's different. I need someone who doesn't pursue glory, someone who can handle their own tarnished glory. It's gonna be Gregor, isn't it? The sinner who can detachedly wield the entirety of their bygone honor is... Yes, there's just one. I'll trust you, Gregor. Use this ego to hew into the nice charge. Split the waves. Use the light to split the waves, huh? I hear you, Manager Bud. Let's do this.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은 빗바래지 않을 테니.
I need this one. This is the one I need. That's my favorite one. I need that. I need that. I need it real bad. The incandescent golden blades of light surge forth, cleaving through the darkness of the sea. The knight withstands and parries each of those lights away, but he comes to a stop when the last of the golden radiance cuts across the sea and looks in our direction as if to admire it. And finally, The lighthouse makes a low, resonant, creaking noise before firing a bright light toward the ocean horizon. Mares has completed the repairs. Luckily. Oh, the light returneth to its house once more. Silence, old Mares is saying something. Hush now. Like Otis said, Mares was peeking out of the window and shouting something at us. Vessel Masses is still near the shore somewhere in the coastal sea. It moored somewhere by the beach, somewhere quite a bit of distance away from the village coast. Confirmed on radio, Doc counts it immediately. Well, that's all well and good, but what about that guy? Yeah, what if he charges the lighthouse again and destroys it? I heard it talk during our battle, but I don't think that creature is capable of actually communicating with them. This will be a problem. Oh! Don Quixote, wait, don't get too close to it, it's dangerous. But before we could stop her, Don Quixote had already approached as close as she could to the Seaborn, her eyes twinkling. She takes a brief moment to admire the knight and his steed before asking in an energetic tone, "O mighty knight, what is the name of thy noble steed?" Rocinante? No fucking way. That's fun. Wait, she can communicate with it? Oh, 'tis quite the coincidence then. My noble steed is also named Rocinante. One who is not a comrade. They are a steed, you say? Forsooth, a steed most fine indeed. It has served me well over countless adventures of mine, despite its appearance. Yet I must inquire thee, noble knight, wherefore dost thou strike this lighthouse so? Ishamla. It's Ishmael in Pigland. It was not the waves. The waves are darker, more raucous. Perchance there was a tad inconvenient misunderstanding here then. Good night, I and mine compatriots now embarking upon an adventure most important, yet with thy obstruction we are unable to do so. Prithee, wilt thou return to whence thou came? Don Quixote regarded the knight with a stance that was at once courteous and brave. And the knight and his steed Rocinante stared wordlessly back at Don Quixote. I wasn't sure if she managed to get through to the knight or if the knight just lost interest, but they both departed the lighthouse, looking out to the far distance. So they really exist, Seaborns who hope for something other than just survival. Such powerful Seaborns lurk at sea. Where they live, go figure. Are you alright, Donkey? You should be thankful that it somehow yielded a positive outcome when you go to fix that habit of rushing forward without thinking it through. Oh, mine apologies. While Don Quixote returned the knight with that bizarre conversation, Amia raised her voice happily as though she just received good news. What, Dr. Couts, is that true? What's going on? The doctors managed to infiltrate the vessel masters. They're already done cleaning up the decks and are now waiting for the rest of us to arrive. Sorry, I slapped my pop filler. But it's hardly been 10 minutes since the lighthouse came on. The doctor's an excellent strategist, and based on what Dr. Couts had told us, I think they already had some plans in motion before we activated the lighthouse. Great, let's return to Scotty and join them. I'm surprised Scotty's still alive. We returned to the raft and explained what had transpired. Scotty listened to us quietly before replying in the exact same manner as she did before. Someone's gonna have to stay behind. I'll stay. Go find the vessel masters. You're going to refuse again if we offer help, aren't you? Yes. I'll see you after we retrieve the vessel. I'll let the doctor know what happened here. What an oddball. What a fucking weirdo. Jeez. I can't believe I thought I was going to be stuck on that for way fucking longer.
완벽한 장부집행으로 다들 고생했다고 작은 형님께서 자라완을 몇 개 주셨다. 8구의 첨언 놈들은 운 좋은 거라고. 꽤 귀한 거거든.
What a fucking ball ache that was. Oh look, another fight. You know what? I need a minute. Why don't we get that ego while we wait? Yeah, let's do it.
한눈 팔지 마세요. 메마른 당신에게 파도는 반드시 밀려올 테니.
Very nice. fish mail. Tidal elegy. Good stuff. Oh, and look at that, lads. We have enough lunacy for what is probably going to be the last fucking extraction before I run out of time. Not because, you know, the day I'm recording is the last chance. It isn't. We've still got another day or two. But because I won't have enough lunacy. Well, it gets up to 182, so maybe I'll personally invest in it a little bit. But not today. I'll at least do this and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that night was fucking nuts. He was cool as fuck though. But damn, that cold stuff, that cold is rough. Getting the right balance of like aggression and discretion against him is really difficult. And sometimes accepting that you're just gonna have to let someone get frozen. Fucking hell. What an absolute nightmare. Good fight, but an absolute nightmare. Nope, no dice. I pay my penance. Alright, well that is what I presume to be day 3. Unless there is some kind of bullshit hard fight tomorrow, I imagine tomorrow might be the time when we get through the whole thing. There's only 3 chapters left. What I've normally been doing these days is I've been doing my normal daily recordings first and then doing this afterwards and chipping away at it where I can. That's what I did today. I wasn't expecting this recording to take 3 hours. But here we are. Tomorrow, I might fucking jump on this first and make sure this gets done, and then worry about anything else. So I guess if there was a gap in the upload schedule recently, you'll know why now, after you see this. Although, I don't even know if it will be recently, because it depends when this video goes up. So I am waiting on something. Which is fine, there's no rush for this to go up. It's just a rush to record it. But I think I'll do it. I think I'll be okay. I think I'm gonna make it, as it were. I would really like to get it finished tomorrow if I can. That'll be the best way. All right, lads. See you tomorrow. Day 4. It's time for day 4. Hopefully the last day. And unless there's another ridiculously hard fight, which, to be fair, there might be. I don't see why this wouldn't be the last day, because there's only like 3 chapters left. Oh god, there might be a dungeon. Fuck, there might be a dungeon. Oh no. Please no dungeon. Ah, so we're fighting the sea terrors alongside the cultists this time. Okay, alright, okay. I learned my lesson from the fabled night fight. I'm gonna keep Seven Faust in here for now, but Multi-Crack is intended to be in this position. It's just she isn't a high enough level yet, you know how it is. Same with Rhodia, like that's supposed to be Princess of La Mancha Land, but once again, she's not a high enough level, and her support passive isn't that useful. But I definitely think having Otis on the field first is a good idea. She's so good. She did so well in that fucking fight against the Knight. Consistently. She's actually a fantastic ID. I already liked her, but I thought she'd be a bit middling because she didn't have proper charge support. Nah, she's her own charge support. She doesn't give a fuck. Love it. This is the Doctor, researcher at Rhodes Island. Oh, is this the fucking main character from Arknights that we're finally gonna get to meet? Nice to meet you. Yeah. Pretty sure they're a silent protagonist, but I don't know, we'll see. When I, after everything we went through, finally had the chance to meet the Doctor of Rhodes Island, I realized I'd been building a vastly different image of them in my mind based on the name alone. Yeah, they probably didn't look like some kind of fucking vandal or miscreant. I say that and it sounds like a criticism. This design is sick. I love this. This looks fantastic. It's just not what you think when you hear the word Doctor. We sure got onto Vessel Massus quick, didn't we? Fucking hell. I was thinking they were going to be someone like Yi Sang, Faust, or Hohenheim from LCE. But the first impression of them was similar to what I felt when I met a K-Corp employee. Well, like the fucking Excision dudes. Oh, the Doctor does talk. The clock just ticked. Should I be worried? And this is Dante, a manager at Limbus Company. That ticking just now was nice to meet you. Big friendly. Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks for accompanying Amir. Honestly, I was pretty worried when we were separated at the border. I should thank you and Amir, actually. We'd have been in a real pickle without her, so... It's a bit embarrassing to repeat that myself. Well, you have to clarify to some degree, or it's gonna sound like I said it's like sus as fuck. Dante says that we would have been in a real pickle without Miss Amir. Thank you, Hongler. Sorry, Manager Bud can't talk human, so don't worry about it. We'll take over the translation. Okay. It is incorrect. It is incorrect to state that the manager cannot talk a human. A more accurate assessment would state that the manager is incapable of accessing sonic means of communication, which includes verbal communication. However, they're able to produce repetition of multiple sounds and may register on a similar scale to the ticking of multiple hands, second hands, minute hands of a clock. Actually. I don't know, something about the way Merceau put it sounds worse. Don't worry, it is not a difficult task when only a single individual has to be translated. We'll wait until I set up my clock squad, then nothing will get done. Doctor, let us move on to the next steps of the plan. Beat up all the cultists? Next steps? Thanks to Limbus Company's efforts, we obtained the exact coordinates of the vessel Massus and managed to capture the decks with ease. Yeah, we're already on there, in fact. However, Fabius, who is suspected to be a bishop of the deep, no big deal or nothing, and his followers have barricaded themselves inside the bridge's control room. They could have made him a deacon. They could have leaned in. They could have gone deacon of the deep. But they didn't. I mean, for fuck's sake, the knight was Artorias. I know. I said it, but I'm saying it again. The knight was just Artorias. We could have had a deacon of the deep. The doctor's, like, face area, I don't know what that is, a mask or what have you. Point is, it looks like the Elite Knight set helmet from Dark Souls. Priscilla is in the painted world, so we've got like the furry women sorted. Really, this is just a massive Dark Souls ripoff. Remember the boat in Dark Souls 2? God, they can't stop, can they? A murky, forgotten land? You mean like in Dark Souls 2? Unbelievable. While it may seem as though they're hiding, I believe they're trying to bait us. As in, they are waiting for us to enter the bridge before summoning reinforcements from elsewhere to trap us in a pincer attack. Something like that. The elsewhere is most likely to be the sea, as their reinforcements are probably more sea terrors. Fabius is a seaborn, and the ocean will answer to the call of their kind. Limbus Company and Irene will head to the bridge and neutralize Fabius. Amir and I will accompany you to provide support and identify the situation within the bridge. In the meantime, Count Sid and the other operators will remain on standby on the ship's exterior at the pre-designated locations. I'd like to avoid getting surrounded by sea terrors before we manage to take down the Church of the Deep within the bridge. Surely this boat is a fantastic opportunity for a tower defense section. I observed several entry points leading straight to the bridge while we were working on repairing the vessel. Your force doesn't seem numerous enough to close all of them off. It's true that there are many entry points here, but we don't need forces guarding every single one of them. Especially here, the hallway is narrow, long, and straight, so... Makes sense to me. How about here? Are you sure you're not overly focusing your forces to a single checkpoint? I've played many tower defense games, you know. During the Odyssey. Let's see, but on closer look... Looks like Commanding Officer Otis is finally in her environment. Got any questions, Manager Bud? I have no idea what they're talking about, if I'm being honest. Really? I saw you commanding the Sinners earlier. You seemed pretty adept at giving orders and making strategic decisions. I am, but thank you. Indeed, they seem quite adept at making on-the-spot strategic commands and identifying exploitable weaknesses and patterns in their enemies. Good thing Dr. Kaltsit wasn't there to see me lose to the knight twice. I only needed 3 tries. It's not that bad. However, the Doctor and the Outsider are operating on fundamentally different fields. No further elaboration is necessary. Agreed, that particular aspect of strategizing is not one of Manager Dante's obligations, and even if there is a chance for them to engage in such elements, it may be too early to do so. Quote unquote, maybe we'll have a tower defense section later on. Don't count on it. Is that so? It is. At least that is what Faust has judged. What are they on about? I was about to ask that myself. I don't know, I have no idea. Aren't we supposed to be fighting some cultists or something? Having finished her discussion with the Doctor over the plan, Otis returned wearing a grim look. Is there something wrong with the plan? No, there wasn't anything wrong with the plan. I didn't get to do anything. I expected a certain degree of competency, but they were impressive, far beyond my expectations. Really, that good, huh? Even when I think back to my days in the line of duty, I can't think of too many like them. Right, so they're dependable. Good enough for me. If your strategizing's done, let's get cracking. What of you, Miss Mayers? If it is too much to face what awaits, then you need not follow us. I decided to stay here anyway. Fuck that shit. The doctor's going to update you in real time on where the safe zones are, so please keep that communicator close to you. I will. Hey, if Gramps... Is there something you would like for us to do? Nah, it's nothing. If there's something you want to tell him, contact us through the communicator at any time. We're going to find a way to resolve this as peacefully as we can, but if the negotiations break down... Yeah, I know what you mean, Doctor. Be safe, everyone. Leaving Mayers behind with her unfinished sentence, which is always a good idea, we followed the Rhodes Ion team into the bridge. Take it to the bridge. The bridge was as gaudily decorated as ever, but smelled more of fish. Fabius, flanked by hooded followers and sea terrors, greeted us with a kindly smile. Are you sure you don't want to be fish people? Welcome. I truly did appreciate thy kindness. Wherefore didst thou seek to harm us? Your suspicions are certainly justified, but I implore you to think back. If you truly believed that we had sought to harm you, then how would you explain that one peaceful night you spent in Faro Muerto? I could have totally bit your liver while you were sleeping. We have never wished you any harm. We did not then, and we do not now. Not even a day after you folks stabbed us in the back like cowards, and you want us to believe that. Our wish has always been the same. We only wish to extend the freedom to roam the seas to those with capable, kind-hearted souls. Mate, we know you were just trying to turn us into fish, alright? And I ain't a fish, and nor will I ever be. Monster is only a name. The essence of its being changes not regardless of the label given to it. Become one with the sea, become one with the endless cycle of life, and one day your misunderstandings will end, and you will come to understand us. I'm good, thanks. Looks like this fight between us is going to be unavoidable. Yeah. I pulled out the identity cards the moment I saw Fabius raising his hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Like, I understand, you know, we use identity cards to, you know, obviously use identities and stuff, but I can't help but imagine Dante with a fucking dual disc from Yu-Gi-Oh! The moment he's like, I pulled out the identity cards. It's time for Dante to duel. That's a very funny mental image. Loading identity cards into a fucking dual disc. Sorry, that really knocked me out of it. The doctor seemed to have finished their preparations as well, as they and Amiya stood opposite Fabius. Incoming! Get ready, everyone! Let's stop them here for good, no matter how long it takes. Oh, don't say that. Their strategic formation prioritized reducing sacrifices to the absolute minimum. Their commands sought to protect, sought to defend, and their forces were quick to follow them. Rhodes Island operation was certainly impressive, but that's not exactly our style. We're more of an assault team. All I can do is put my faith in the sinners and push them onward. Our style is... trust me to bring you back no matter how many times they cut you down. Which is a very... obviously that's been the case the whole time, but it's interesting to now have that highlighted again and to think about it, right? Because I feel like we've been desensitized to how fucking weird a combat style this is. It's essentially necromancy. With the difference being, of course, that your resurrected corpses, whether or not they trust you is irrelevant. They're not even sapient. They're just resurrected corpses. But there's something poignant to that, I suppose. Trust me to bring you back. Let's wipe them out. Let's do this. Okay, how many have they got? 14 in wave 1. Okay. And it is focused encounter. Okay, we've got the Hand of the Saint. Well, at least we don't have to worry about fucking frost anymore. Let's go mental. No more cold. I imagine this first wave, nice, is going to be a standard combat encounter, and then the second wave will bring something interesting. So I'll probably cut through this first wave because, you know, it's going to be whatever, and we're absolutely battering them. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, round 2. Now, this is going to be a bit awkward because we've actually gained quite a lot of that fucking nervous impairment. In fact, Sinclair's about to stagger from it. Don't want to be too overly confident here, but it doesn't seem too bad overall. And we've come into the second round kind of flying, you know, because we've got all of our SP up and shit. I just know there's going to be some massive fucking final boss that's going to fuck me up, though. Luckily, I've still got tomorrow to do this, but I'd really like to do it today if possible. But from what I can remember, unless he breaks out something ridiculous in this battle, he doesn't really have anything that can stop us. Otis is running wild. Yeah. So you could finish him. You could get the finishing hit. You can do it.
장부에서
Yeah, there we go.
Mission accomplished.
Accomplished. Ow, my elbow. They're pretty persistent. They're whatever. Fabius flees again, using Sea Terrors and his followers as meat shields. What a fucking surprise. Wait, no, I see it now. It's not Fabius who's putting them in harm's way to save himself. The Sea Terrors and the cultists are throwing themselves in our way, entirely willing to sacrifice their lives to ensure that Fabius gets away. But why? But for that, the only place left for him to flee on the ship, wounded and cornered by the Sinners and Irene's lamplight, was the decks. Nowhere left to run, Fabius. Almost as if a boat has very limited space, despite how big it may be. I understand you can't help us continue to thrash and struggle to live, even knowing that there's no hope. But running will only make your pain worse. That's different. Fabi didn't run to live. Huh? A voice echoes from under the dark sky. Oh, really? Oh, come on now. Maya's appearing quite different from how she did a moment ago. She approaches Fabius slowly, her expression solemn and mournful. She looks down at him wordlessly. I told you that your methods won't win their understanding, Fabi. Oh, what a shame. I thought those with such wisdom and aptitude would. I hoped you would still be able to realize your ideal here even after I'd left. It will be realized. Fabius may die here, but we will remain. Now it is time for me. Great, so she's gonna turn into a giant fish. What Fabius blurted out threw us off once again, even before we regained our footing from the shock of realizing Maya's true allegiance. Eat people? Oh, looks like they're about to give us a live demonstration of some gourmet art. Ryoshi, you have problems. I heard it's a pretty common thing in the District 23 backstreets, but I'd rather not see it in person. Hey, I think I'm just gonna look away. That's okay, right? Just what? Doctor, weaker seaborns willingly let themselves be devoured by stronger ones, thereby sharing their experiences and nutrients with them. This is a commonly accepted practice among them. It is but a behavior that prioritizes survival over all else. This isn't done in any sense of sacrifice. That's fucking weird. The time is here, devour me, set sail towards your ideal. And he sings like, oh, wait a minute. Sorry, Fabi. I've still got some canned food left for me on this ship, and I think I'll delay becoming a seaborn for a little while. Yeah, Rex? Why? I found a new destination that doesn't involve eating people. Yet. I'll gain a new power from there and then become a seaborn, so now is not yet the time. If that is your will, oh bishop. Wow, way to out her as the bishop. Well done. Don't worry, your flesh will fatten the bloodkin of the sea. Mayers waves her hand and Sea Terrors climb up to the vessel from the ship and begin tearing Fabius to pieces. Well, it do be that way. Despite the way it looked, Fabius looked exhilarated, which is spelled incorrectly, by the way. Nary a look of suffering or pain wrinkling his face as they ripped his flesh apart. We turned away from this scene that could not be described as anything other than cannibalism to look at Mayers. Cal says she... Don't need to ask questions when the answer lies plainly before you, Doctor. What is happening? Wherefore did young Myers... Mayers? I don't know. It wasn't Fabius. Mayers was the Bishop of the Deep. You know, I kind of figured it out when Fabius called her the Bishop of the Deep. I know you guys are a bit slow on the uptake, but... Come on. Can I get enough extraction tickets for another go? Yes, I can, actually. I just did. We'll save that for the end. Light of the City. She's like, I'm gonna go to the city and eat it. And we're gonna be like, well, that's not good. You wouldn't succeed, but a lot of people would probably die. They've played us. Again. Don't despair, we still have the upper hand. Which is exactly what you say when you're about to lose the upper hand, but you know. We defeated Fabius and his cultists already, and even if they were to summon more sea terrors, we should be able to handle them without much trouble. Yeah, but we don't know how powerful Maya's is. What if she's an absolute fucking unit? What if she transforms into an octopus? It's villainy 101. Have your big dramatic reveal and then turn into an octopus. Hey, Aegir, just what were you thinking the entire time as you deceived us? Probably, lol, Lamau. I had a feeling I knew what she was going to say to that. She was either going to say that it was for our sake, that it wasn't a deception at all, or maybe she'll give us one final gloating. But her reply, the words of which were carefully selected after gazing out at the far ocean, was not what any of us could have expected. Try me. I'm sorry. Yeah, seems remorseful. I thought this would be the better way to approach you, but I can see how it come across as nothing more than deception. I mean, deception was involved. You're sorry? Why? Aren't you just gonna flop back into the ocean and we're gonna continue on our way as if nothing happened? Dante wants to know why you're sorry. Huh? Well, that's because I did something wrong. Okay. Wait, hold on. You've been deceiving us all along, Mayors, and now you're gonna... Oi, what exactly are you after? You can't have my bat. This is mine. You're after the same thing that geezer was, ain't that right? Turn us into your bloodkins, and it was all for our sake, giving all kinds of ridiculous excuses to turn us into one of those monsters. If I become a sea fish, can I have 2 bats? I could do twice the remembering. I do hope that you would all one day accept becoming Seaborns, but I'm not about to demand that you let yourselves be transformed today, right here and now. I understand that we all need some time to mentally prepare ourselves. May I understand your statement to be implying that you will not be forcing this upon us should we refuse? That's correct. It'd be against manners to do what Fabius did, shoving sea terror cells inside your body out of nowhere. It is a bit rude, admittedly. Manners, huh? While I was taken aback by the fact that Mayers was a bishop of the deep, it was also true that Mayers had never tried to bring us harm, unlike Fabius who attacked the sinners directly. While she did almost get us in big trouble with Irene while explaining things to us, it's also true that Mayers has been extremely helpful so far. It was her who led us to the lighthouse, and it was her who stayed in that crumbling lighthouse until the repairs were done as that terrifying night continued to assail its walls. That's probably why the night was assailing the walls as well, maybe. I know it fights waves or whatever, but it might have been drawn to someone of such a high rank within the Church of the Deep. It took me a minute to remember what the fucking religion was called. That's all conjecture, though. What was your actual relationship to Fabius, anyway? Just someone who also once strove to realize the visions of our ideal worlds. Our goals once converged, but not now. I was pretty taken aback when they attacked you back at the village. Maybe he got greedy when he saw Falcinotis repairing the ship. He got greedy? Fabius believed the welcoming capable people as bloodkin would expedite Seaborn's evolution. Cool. So you're like some cult leader, but you don't necessarily want to antagonize us. You still haven't told us what you're after, though? I'm going to the city that lies beyond the dimensional door. Is this why we're going to have a boss fight? Because we're like, yeah, you can't do that. Although, would it matter, really? If she went through the door and started doing anything, if she violated a single taboo, which is highly likely considering she may not know all of them. She might do, but she might not. It depends how much she'd listened, how much she's been told, etc., etc. The head would send people to absolutely turn her into a crater. Just a smear on a broken floor. I don't know how much fish power she has, but it's not enough to deal with the head. Absolutely not. So you're trying to flee to a different world where the Inquisition won't be able to chase you. This isn't running away, although it kind of is. I just want to help the people of the city, that's all. So I'm bringing the Seaborns with me to the city. They're not gonna last long there. Don't tell me you're going to invade the city alongside those monsters then. Then the foghorn suddenly blared. It was very loud, and the ship shook as it began to move. Vessel Masters has begun to move. Is this an automated sailing program? The Vessel Masters will now sail toward the dimensional door. I'll let Rhodes Island and Irene go right in front of the door, so don't worry. Did you just seriously tell us not to worry? Faust! Please calm yourself, Dante. It has not yet been determined if that is indeed the dimensional door connecting directly back to the city. Yeah, but what if it is? No, it has to be. The warm, shining light and the voice from within is getting clearer and clearer. Why don't we just let them into the city? The head will fucking body them, and that'll be that. The battles thus far have done well enough to demonstrate the level of danger Seaborns pose. However, I doubt they'll get very far, even if they were to enter the city, don't you agree? In Hongyan, we've seen what happens when sapient, sentient, non-human entities enter the city. The head will take action the moment they realize their presence. Ah, right, yeah, I see the issue now immediately. Of course, we must prepare ourselves for the repercussions in case they decide to hold Limbus Company responsible once the dust settles, yet it is also very likely that we will fully escape any culpability, as we saw in the memories of the Kong massacre. I don't know. They might be a bit peeved with us. Your thoughts, Faust? Urban nightmare. However, considering their specific attributes, it will not take long for them to rise to become a star of the city level threat. Okay, so it is a bit serious. There is a reasonable possibility that they may be issued the Impuritas Civitatis classification. Okay, yeah, no, it is a bit more serious. Okay. Is that not an acceptable risk? If not the head, they should be manageable by a wing. This isn't that terrible a calamity. I'm kind of inclined to agree with Otis, but yeah, a lot of people would die. But Kaltsis shook her head resolutely. No, your technology seems to be based on something else, which is neither Originium Arts nor any of its derived technology. And that is precisely what can make your world vulnerable against Seaborns. Oh. Is it because they learn fast? Yes, those on the front lines of the war against Seaborns stubbornly stick to using traditional low-tech weapons. Deploying high-technology weapons against them is only going to make you an enticing meal. Oh, so the stronger the force you bring, the stronger they get. You know, Tyranids. What happens when they devour someone with augmentations? Or even just come across someone using augmentations? They might be able to replicate their own, and then suddenly we've got augmented Seaborns. Among the many other things that they could get their hands on. Boluses. God knows. But can't we just let every unfortunate wing that ends up fighting these? Do take into account that it may take a significant amount of time to earn their trust. Even if they were to be convinced, there would be other parties with alternative perspectives on the matter, complicating issues. Oh yeah, for sure, K-Corp would nick a few and be like, let's see what we can do with these. The situation will rapidly grow out of control if backstreet syndicates or fixers get involved, unless the head designates a taboo to prevent it. Even then, considering what she has been saying... Yes, we must consider the possibility that they may be capable of absorbing the head's technology as well before they are expelled from the city. Okay. How do you plan on helping the people of the city, Mayors? By giving them a chance to become Seaborns. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to kill her. What do you want about become Seaborns? She ain't all there either, eh? What kind of help is that? Mayors, you know that's no different from what the Church of the Deep is doing here. No, it is different because I said it was. Because someone showered the city with the light. Oh, she's referring to the stuff that Carmen did. Right. The light? The beam of light from the White Nights and Dark Days instant. How do you... Could it be? Becoming a Seaborn is to become a part of the great will we called We Many. Oh yeah, so they're ripping off System Shock as well. The Many? Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright then. By doing so, one can be reborn as an altruistic life form at the cost of ego, the sense of self. Isn't that an antithesis to, like, what Carmen's whispering to people at the moment? And that's always been my issue with it. Oh, so you're thinking... Okay. Everyone has beliefs of their own, dreams of their own. It feels too empty to lose all of that when they inevitably lose their sense of selves as they become Seaborns. Look, I want each Seaborn to have their own wishes. You're basically going to make Seaborn, who are basically just the people they were before, which begs the question as to why the fuck you would even become a Seaborn in the first place. What's the point? Other than the adaptability, I suppose. But the light shining through the dimensional door to our world is too faint to push them toward that evolution. If only the light of the city could become more tangible, it just might be able to give every Seaborn an identity of their own, to remain uniquely themselves. Then why is it that you advocate toward those of the city to join the Seaborns, when one could simply learn more of the light afore returning here? At first I thought all I needed was the clue to a better evolution, but Don Quixote's tales of adventure changed my mind. Good job, Don Quixote. Mine adventures? You don't understand just how precarious you all are. And how would you when you were born into that kind of world from the very start? A place where life has become a commodity and gold one of its few religions. It's a good line. The city has abandoned its yesterdays to survive today, and by doing so has given up on its tomorrows. Also true. Just as I needed the light, the city needs Seaborns. It needs their tenacious hold to life and their absolute unconditional selflessness. But at the end of the day, it still means everyone has to turn into monsters. Which feels like a pretty weak argument, but... people ostracize the other. Yeah, that's like the whole thing with the city. Something that isn't like me, something that feels alien to me, something I don't know or understand. So that fear is natural, because Seaborns are not human. But you just have to cross that threshold once. Miss Mayers, you believe the nature of humanity to be evil? Humans are selfish, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Good things can come from selfishness, that's for sure. But the side effects have become simply unsustainable. Doctor, you've been to countless battlefields where Rhodes Island has fought tooth and nail for the rights of the infected, but what came of it? Peace? No, it's the same. But still, we're all still getting better, little by little. I'm not trying to deride those small incremental steps and call them meaningless. Change takes time, and should it continue, I believe your efforts can be a beacon of light that will lead humanity toward a brighter future. But what about everyone who has sacrificed while you're taking your time, taking those incremental steps? Ergo, they should all become fish. Every single day of that incremental change is marred by unjust deaths. Some are enslaved for no other reason than their differences. People live on in that despair that seems to have no end. I agree with what the light told me. Oh, has Carmen literally been talking to you? People are diseased. Yeah, Carmen's been talking to her. Okay. I feel like that was implied or stated before, but I've just picked up on it now. They're so sick that even in the far-flung future, even on the day the world ends, they will continue to fail to look forward, obsessed with scrutinizing each other in search of those differences. Even when every A-gear returns to the sea, they're still going to bully and hate anyone with pointed ears, labeling them A-gears. Even when erypathy is truly eradicated, people are still going to suspect and persecute someone as the infected. People are imperfect beings. You're right, there probably isn't anyone out there who can really sacrifice themselves for the sake of others with nothing but perfect selflessness. But not when it comes to Seaborns. They don't suffer from all this absurdity, nor are they coerced to sacrifice against their will. They have the power to progress toward a better future built from mutual understanding. I didn't catch that noise the first time. So we're gonna fight either distorted or ego manifested mayors. That's gonna be difficult, because they're the kind of life form that seeks common ground instead of scrutinizing for differences. The bells! The bells! The bell tolls in the cathedral of the dead. I must away. A strange shaped form shimmers and materializes before Mayers. I couldn't quite tell what it was, but it was round and it looked like a tool. Yeah, there's been a few tools in this story. It is possible that she already met the conditions to Efflores, which is interesting. A possible explanation would be the absence of the particular pull required to draw it out of her, or the insufficiency of it. This isn't anything like the arts. What's happening? Is our proximity to the dimensional door increasing the potency of influences coming over from the city? Yes. Precisely. The connection to Faust returning to normal levels seems to indicate that, the Gesellschaft, yeah. Wait, can people in other worlds, I mean, mayors, also manifest ego? Internal conflict and anguish is a commonality among every intelligent entity, regardless of whether they're from the city or not. Therefore, yes, Faust is quite positive on this possibility as well. You should probably get your fucking dual disc back out, Dante. However... What does that mean? The potential to effloresce an ego implies the potential to distort as well. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it kind of does. She's gonna turn into an octopus. I fucking knew it. You've been dreaming for a long time, Mayers, drawing your own picture of an idealized world. And you have chosen the ocean as the means to building a path toward that vision. Yet, why have you failed to take the leap of faith yourself? I had to make preparations. Seaborns are beautiful, there's no doubt about it. It's just that a key piece was missing to really achieve what I want. You're not being honest with yourself. Come on, turn into an octopus. Do it, nobles. No balls. No balls. Octopus. No balls. I know it very well that you are afraid of becoming one of them. The fear that your own creed might crumble, that you might lose your own sense of self, your ego. The fear that you might end up becoming nothing more than just another thing swept up by the ineffably overwhelming will. Isn't it terrifying that this hope can just disappear in a blink? Who is she talking to? Don't worry about it. Is this something Limbus Company has experience with? If so, I'd appreciate an explanation. I have a lot of experience with it if you'd like to chat. But I don't want to chat at all, but you know. She's hearing that voice. When that singular faith that one had absolute confidence in breaks in one fell swoop and their ironclad will is shattered, people of the city have the potential to distort into a monstrous form at any time. It is said that these phenomena are often accompanied by the distorting individual hearing a disembodied voice. Indeed, those who distort would oft behave as though they were engaged in a conversation. Of course, the same could be said for those who awaken ego. At first, I thought it was Kathy, but it wasn't her. The voice was beautiful, comforting, and even cozy. The kind of voice that puts all deep contemplation to sleep. So calm and so warm. I would like to assess the current situation as not good, and will be writing it in my report. No, there is more to the sunshine than its warmth. How the fuck do you know? Okay, that's a massive lore drop that people could have missed if they didn't play this in time. The sunshine? You don't share your interests with the other devotees. Survival isn't what you care about. What you really care about is giving everyone a chance to experience what it feels like to live in a world of warmth, ephemeral it may be. Right, we have to be about more than just prolonging our existences. What really matters isn't survival, it's what we leave behind for prosperity. Or posterity, sorry. Our legacy. Is it though? I mean, I guess it is. I just personally don't care about legacy. But, yeah, no, I see that. As long as there's a guarantee that the light can indeed protect the sense of self, it'll be more than enough to convince people to become Seaborns. Which means, if you now distort and keep your sense of self, or if Carmen promises you that, we can't say it'll actually be the case, but that would be the perfect assurance, it would be the perfect proof in the pudding that this is a good idea, and you should do it. Go on, turn into an octopus. Oh no, I've lost my slipper. I lost my slipper behind my desk. Yes, just let yourself transform and it'll all be fine. Please, you don't have to concern yourself with what other people might think, Mayors. Everyone has their own wishes. I can't just bulldoze over theirs to force mine upon them. It might be an efflorescent. But that's not what you really believe, is it? You know that better than anyone. While you hesitate, countless people who are bound to the inescapable bridle will continue to suffer. That might be true, but it's okay. You don't have to hide the shape of your heart. Its colors. That's a good song, Shape of My Heart. It's a good one. The only thing you have to concern yourself with is how can you lead the people of the city and then terror. Okay, we can't just sit here and let this happen. Operators, 2 positions. Thank you, Doctor. Someone finally fucking said it. Operator's unable to approach. She's surrounded by a strange field, Doctor. Whenever someone would distort due to reasons other than the monolith, a strange pressure would prevent our approach, as though to stop us from interfering. Yeah, that's precisely it. Looks like that applies here too, all the way over in another world. Love is our collective destination, after all. So please let go of this tool that might break your heart. Don't force yourself to walk the path of thorns. Your pilgrimage needn't be that of suffering. Pilgrimage of compassion. No, you don't believe in any recourse, do you? Other than this, anyway. Don't you think we should find a better, faster path with less suffering before more people inevitably hurt each other with their ill intent? You're right. Yeah, I should be an octopus. If there is no recourse, it has to happen faster. I can't waste any more time while people suffer. Follow your wishes. Follow your desires. Reject humanity, become octopus. And paint. Let's show them the painting of your world reflected in your eyes. And if you became an octopus, you could hold 8 paintbrushes and you could paint 8 times as fast. Before the compassion they believe in becomes completely worthless. Fine, it's not an octopus. The yearning flotsam. That's fun. But I did want an octopus. And she did distort. I understand the shape of your heart and what makes you want to enter the city. But we still know so little about the Seaborns, about Terra, about Iberia, whatever may have lit the fire under your feet. I can't bring you with us to the city as you are now. Even before the sinners had the chance to translate my words, Maya slowly turned in my direction as though she clearly understood my words. But I must, Dante. I have to. Your adventures were full of exhilarating tales, and I saw kindness in the every word and action of you and your friends, but that's not enough. You don't think they'll change? No, they will. In the far, far future. An incandescent brilliance birthed forth from before Maya's. Ooh, that's pretty. Past that light, I saw the ocean. The calm sound of gently lapping, crashing waves, the immense golden brilliance. Oh, Dungeon of the Fathoms! Shit! No, it's a dungeon! Oh, this is gonna take forever! Shit! God damn it, I thought I was nearly done. A portal? Where did it come from? Dungeon of the Fathoms. God fucking damn it. A gate that leads into one's heart. This periphery is where LCB's department's speciality begins. While what lies beyond this periphery does not necessarily warrant Rhodes Island's presence. Can you guys help? I don't know what kind of fathoms I'm walking into, but I have a feeling that we're going to need your assistance. Dr. Coutsit. We're only here to investigate the dimensional door, but I don't want us to turn our back on people we can help. Rhodes Island accepts Limbus Company's cooperation request. I'll go too, because I am still relevant. You're still in Iberia. I can't let Iberian business be handled solely by outsiders, let alone an incident connected to the Church of the Deep. Don't worry, it's not like this is the first time we're letting someone not in our group into a Dungeon of the Fathoms. We'll be fine. More sea terrors. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely the sea terrors that were swarming the lighthouse are coming this way as well. I'll call Scotty here. You'll be staying behind then? Amir will go with you, Doctor. Following Mayors, who had already disappeared into the portal, we take our steps into the utopian world beyond. Fuck. Fucking dungeon. God damn it, these take ages. It's not a bad thing in the grand scheme of things, but I'm operating on a time limit. And this isn't even the last stage. Breathe, Foreman, breathe. Okay, well, I got Multi-Crack Faust up to level 55 by inefficiently restoring energy in Keflin. But I wanted to make sure she was ready for it. All right, Otis, let's get you that. If we're gonna have a crack at this, it's gonna take a while. I don't know. If I lose first time, that's fine, but I want to make sure I have all the tools potentially available at my disposal. Let's do this extraction now. Oh, I have 20. Oh, fuck yeah. All right, let's do this now. So we might be able to go in there with a shiny new ego, and that'd be pretty cool. Well, we probably will, because we'll get enough to pity pull by this point. But maybe if I could just get one anyway, that would be nice. If I could just pull one. I think it's the first time I'll have ever done a pity pull. I think it's the first time I'll have done like 20 or technically 200 extractions and not gotten anything. Which I've heard happens to a lot of people. Like, everyone has stories about how this has happened to them. So it was only a matter of time until this happened to me. Unless maybe it doesn't. I don't know, maybe. Oh, we'll see. It could be anything. I might even get a fucking ego from it. I don't know. We've already gotten Ishmael's, so we've gotten something from the event. That's pretty cool. It's not looking good, though. Yeah, it's not looking good at all. Nah. Well, there you go. For the first time, Foreman failed to actually get anything other than people. But wait! It's not over yet! It's not over! It's not over! It's over. It is aggressively ogre. Okay. Or I could pull the announcers. Why would I do this? None of these are even real. Oh, that would be a fucking move. I'm inclined to go on Brilliant Glory for Gregor. A, because it was sick, and B, because, well, we don't actually have that many ego for Gregor, I don't think, so it would be useful. Yes.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하진 마라.
Yeah, that looks sick. Unbrilliant Glory. There we go. What did I get? Starlight of Immortality. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Greg, let's have a look at that. Yeah, and you did have a WAV. I just forgot to equip it. I'm guessing this is probably going to be Tremor if it's Sloth. Used for the first time in battle, consume 1 fewer Wrath, 2 fewer Sloth, and 1 fewer Pride Egos. So it would cost 1 Wrath, 1 Sloth. I'm like, wow, that's really cheap. At +1 Man in Scabbard, activate Brilliant Glory Incandescence instead. For every stat, gain aggro, gain protection. That's useful for anyone, really. Gain 1 Man in Scabbard, heal 25 SP, so you'd only pay 5 SP, actually, to do it, and gain 1 offense level up next turn. And this is a basic level, this isn't Threadspun. Gain Man in Scabbard when meeting one of the following conditions. 1 for 3 HP damage, 1 for 5 shield HP damage, 10 per staggered ally when other allies become staggered, and 20 per dead ally when other allies are killed. If this unit is staggered due to damage, and if this unit has 40 plus Man in Scabbard, fix all this unit's resistance values to 2 for the turn and recover from stagger once per encounter unless it's a 4 stagger. 2 is bad, isn't it? Yeah. So you'd make yourself very vulnerable for a moment. I don't have enough thread for it, but I think I'll get the passive, because the passive is actually really good. New passive, Wanderer. Looking forward to seeing multi-crack Faust fight at full strength. Let's do it.
45-3 충전. 전투 준비 완료.
News of the war is getting grimmer by the day. The sea terrors are coming, swarming. This is the day when the ocean-born calamity broke and sunk Aegir's seemingly infinite starward growth. Aren't you going to the surface, Mayors? More and more people have been getting too anxious to stay in Aegir. I'm not. If Aegir falls, it only means that the surface is soon to follow. Why? Think you'll head to the surface too? I'm thinking about it. While there weren't that many, people around me began to leave for the surface. I considered some of them to be close acquaintances, and they all tried to convince me to leave with them. But fleeing my home in favor of the land didn't feel right. The foretold calamity descended. It dealt a heavy blow to Aegir, but the surface suffered much worse. I had to help them. How could I not after hearing that such a terrible thing has happened? I think I'll head to the surface. Seriously, the surface? Think hard about it before you go. If you leave now, coming back might no longer be an option. Every day must be a struggle for them. At least I don't have to fear for the immediate tomorrow. So it's my responsibility to provide help, as someone who is better off than them, even by a little. I know, but if I don't go there to help, things will only get much more dangerous for the land dwellers. Maybe that danger is the very thing that will hurt you. I still think I have to help them. I procured myself an Aegirian research vessel at a cheap price to bring me to the land. So it's literally her ship. Unable to even submerge itself while moving, this wasn't exactly the best ship out there, and I normally wouldn't have even given it a second look. But I thought it would at least help me navigate the coastal sea. I didn't expect this. The very first thing I witnessed on the surface was the bottomless hostility against the Aegir. Cool, good start. They denied my and Aegir's offer for help for the sole reason that I came from the sea. They denied my compassion, my research. Get lost, we don't need your stupid research. You're from the same place as that calamity, aren't you? Do you really think we're so stupid that we trust you? I don't need to trust you, I've got a stick. They confiscated my catalysts and tore my research apart. My wish to stand with them against the calamity was devoured by the hatred born of the same calamity. Any kindness, any compassion I gave them was repaid twofold in hatred and suspicion. Did the terrible conditions of this land transform them into monsters, or was this always their nature? It wasn't long before the research vessel I brought from the Aegir was confiscated out of suspicion. A few weeks later, when I finally came across that vessel by the beach, there was an uncanny name inscribed on its side, Rebellion de las Masas. But none of that was enough to stop me from continuing my research for the sake of the land dwellers. I went through so many trials and errors to somehow impede the Sea Terror's rapid evolution, to revive the Iberian soil contaminated by the Nethersea brand. But my work bore barely any fruit, and I let the days float by as I watched the Inquisition arrest the Aegir one by one. When my Sea Terror samples and research notes came into view, they all looked completely different from one another, and some of them with fundamentally different physiologies. Even still, nothing stopped them from being us instead of I. And for the first time, I became doubtful of my efforts to interrupt their evolution. Her tales were not entirely fabrications. Mayers is a bishop of the Church of the Deep, so that automatically makes her a sinner in the eyes of the Inquisition, regardless of her reasons. The more I studied them, the more I found them to be such compassionate, altruistic creatures. All they cared about was their survival, without even a hint of selfishness. They're not some evil monsters from the sea. Mayors, I concede that Seaborns may not be evil, but it doesn't matter what they are, whether they are kindly life forms or whether they are simply a different form of civilization, it doesn't matter. Because Iberia and her Inquisition does not define Seaborns as evil. Seaborns are our enemy. Threats to human existence. I have but one thing to say as an Inquisitor. You, all of you, are my enemy. But it would be a good thing for the Inquisition if I were to leave for the city, wouldn't it? Technically, yeah. Why would you say that it's a good thing for us to toss our problem into another world? That'll be like abandoning our pride. We're not running a blue team at the moment, so I suppose you could get away with it. Unless they, the people of the city, give you permission. As an Inquisitor, I can't let you do that. Yeah, and don't get your hopes up about that either. We're even more racist than Iberia is. You can wrap it in a box that says, compassion for all you want, but Mayors, your course isn't exactly the direction I'd like to sail in. And I can make those kinds of wordplay because I was a sailor, you know. I was on a boat. As the rest of the sinners prepare for battle in silent agreement with Ishmael's stand, Mayors mutters with genuine disappointment. I didn't want to have to do this, but you're gonna have to fight through 20 waves of sea terrors before we have our boss battle, and the whole time I'll be spelling exposition at you, so you better be ready. Waves. I had no better word to describe the horde of sea terrors crashing into us. But this is the only way it could have ended. Your words are composed entirely of your own color and no one else's. Manager Dante, right? Do speak. We will hold the line and defend this place against the sea terrors rushing in from the rear. So in the meantime, can you take down Mayors and deal with the remaining sea terrors? Yup, that's what we do. The managers responded affirmatively. I didn't say that, I said no. All operators will be drawing the sea terrors to us. We don't need to take them all down, we just need to act as a wall between the wave and the people of Limbus Company. Irene, I would like to ask for your help as well. As for Amia, please assist Limbus Company, just in case. Okay, then let the mission begin. Operation Meat Shield. Oh yeah. We could go left, we could go right, or dead center, baby. Naturally, I'll be skipping through these fucking fights because... A, for my sanity in editing, and B, for your sanity watching, because this video is going to be fucking long.
잘했군. 한 놈도 남지 않을 때까지 지금을 반복한다. 쉴 새는 없다.
Yeah, we carved through them pretty quick. I've made a point of switching up my skills and not necessarily going for the massive envy resonance each time because I want to make sure we have lots of different ego resources ready for the fight. Like, if Faust comes onto the field in the final boss fight, I want her to have Fluid Sac ready, regardless of how bad the fight may go. There seems to be a commotion at the village square. Villagers are surrounding someone with a clear intent to threaten. The evil sorcerer's god, so why would this calamity end? Explain! Be honest, you couldn't just stand to watch Iberia thrive, could you? If it weren't for that calamity, we would have... look, I just work here, alright? What, how to fight those sea monsters? Oh, now you're looking to help us. Newsflash, get the fucking reporters down here. It's too damn late. These scraps of paper won't do anything to help us. The locals firmly believe that the calamity was brought here by the Aegis. We have to put a stop to this. Sure, why not? I can feel the mob turning towards us. An evil sorcerer started that profound silence. He pretended to work for us, but it turned out that he was driven by envy for Iberia's prosperity. Don't try and stop us, outsiders. They came from the sea, just like the sorcerer himself. As they were protesting, the hungry, harrowed look of villagers came into the sinner's eyes. A villager cradling an empty bundle of cloth, a child holding a staff and a hat that was too large for him. They've all lost a lot. And that void in your heart blinds you. It makes it unbearable to keep your emotions in check. This is how they deal with sorrow. There were no emotions or intent to be found in the great calamity that devoured Iberia whole. So they sharpened their sorrows into wayward wraths against those who came from the sea, just like the calamity itself. Which means someone needs to direct their anger against the rightful foes. Irene? Step back, citizen! Even if we were to determine that the Aegir has committed crimes, it falls under the Inquisition's jurisdiction to carry out the consequences. If the Aegir is innocent, do understand your actions cannot be permitted. It seems that Irene managed to provoke some thought in the mob as they slowly walked away from the Aegir, until they eventually scattered away. Thank you. As you can see, I hail from Aegir, yeah, no shit. Ever since the profound silence, I devoted myself to studying seaborns and Nethersea brand to help the land dwellers. I don't know where my colleagues have all gone, but what's the point of this anymore? They don't want my help, so why should I give it to them? He seems crestfallen by his experience at Iberia. They might not, but there has to be someone who needs your help. They might not, but yeah. Who will speak? Otis, you're a compassionate soul. Go for it. Maybe so. Maybe it was just a matter of what they actually want. I should approach this more carefully and possibly find a different research angle. Or maybe don't live in the fucking cities of the angry people when you're trying to do your research. I get that that's not fair, but, you know, trying to approach it practically. Maybe it should be about trying to find a way to restore the soil from all the salt that destroyed it. Oh, if you're headed out to sea, would you take this with you? These are years worth of sea terror research notes. Take them. Maybe you'll find more use for them than I or the land dwellers did. After handing over his research notes, the Aegir walks away with an unburdened expression. Sea terror notes obtained. Deal plus 10% damage against enemies, plus 1% additional damage for every enemy defeated or part broken during this encounter. Max 20% additional damage. Can activate the above effects by breaking the same part repeatedly. If I snap your arm 5 times, I do 5% more damage. That's a real-life Foreman passive. If there are sea terrors among enemies, the above effect activates a maximum potential regardless of the conditions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
공간을 뭉갠다. 제압 완료. 승객 보관 준비.
Mission accomplished.
Getting through it. Yeah, we're nearly there and all. Weak to sloth and gluttony. Yeah, we're not using those much. I guess we got some, but not much. Oh well. There is a long line of people waiting outside a rundown building. Inside, people in hoods are distributing something to the visitors. I thank the ocean's blessings. No, we only wish to help you sate your hunger, even a little, We haven't seen you around here. Clearly you've traveled far to get here. Welcome. Sorry everyone, please understand, they're new here. People in hoods dragged us inside. It's not much, but this should hopefully be able to sate your hunger. Dried fish, huh? Amir and Irene called them fin beasts. Let's slip them into our bags and pretend we ate them. We all have bags. Who will slip them into our bags? Otis, of course. Good stuff. We're so glad you enjoyed the food, but did you actually eat it, or...? Otis replies calmly, while the flavor was certainly unique, we did like it. At that, they seemed to withdraw their suspicion and turned away. Glad to hear it. Please come back anytime, we'll share some more. Without any reason to say, we left the building. I felt a little prick on the back of my head, as though the hooded people were staring at us as we walked away, but we managed to quicken our pace and disappear. We got some sea terror jerky. Oh yeah.
당연한 결과다.
Inflict 3 defense down to all enemies in focus encounters, all parts. If sea terrors are featured among enemies, inflict 7 defense level down instead. Oh, lovely. I'm getting uncomfortable in my chair. I've been sat here fucking ages. At the center of what appears to be an arc, symbolizing the city, at the center of that brilliant golden light must be Maya's. Let's take a quick break here. Are you alright, Doctor? I just need to take a quick breather. You should probably work on your cardio, or Mr. Mia might have to piggyback you around. Yeah, well, once we get back, I'll start working out, like Calcit suggested. Executive manager, if it ever comes to it, you may trust me with the piggybacking. I'm good. Perhaps being in close proximity to Maya's vision of utopia, ow, my shoulder, and the center of the light did something. Seaborns near us only gave us a passing glance without attacking us. Something about the way they looked at us felt like they were concerned about us. The sinners couldn't help but look away with a funny feeling. I feel sorrow, regret. Maybe these feelings are denials for all those times she spent agonizing over this. Can we really bring back Miss Mayers? We'll help her return. That's what we're here to do, after all. Alright, let's rest up a bit before moving on. Take a moment to collect ourselves, then move on. After taking enough rest, we continued on toward the refracted light. Revive all dead sinners and heal any surviving sinners to max HP. We basically get to heal without losing our SP. Delightful. We're gonna need it. Well, we have 2 ego gifts. And a whole bunch of SP. And a fair amount of ego resources as well going into this. Alright, let's see what we can do.
45-3 충전. 전투 준비 완료.
Oh, we're just going straight in. Fuck me, alright. Maya's despair. The repulsiveness of people's ill intent, and the faint hope from the light found within. All kinds of emotions and memories rise to the surface of Mia's fathoms, then sink again. Those same thoughts seep into me as well, unfiltered. The sins that people have committed won't just go away. Humanity's ill intent will propagate unimpeded too. But the tides that Miss Mayers is trying to summon to douse it, they will devour humanity, their civilization, and the city they came from. So I don't think that's the right way to go. Not as long as Dante and the people of Limbus Company refuse. This isn't like the time I retrieved the ego. In place of the light, a speck of darkness casts a shadow. Reach out, I get a strange power. Strange power courses through me before radiating toward the sinners. All sinners gain emotional connection for the duration of this encounter. What does that do?
다른 놈이 끼어들었나?
On hit against enemies, ego, fucking, I wish it would just, thank you. On hit against enemies, 50 divided by number of coins % chance to gain 1 ego resource corresponding to the used skill's affinity. When an enemy dies after an allied unit's skill attack ends, gain 2 least owned ego resources. In an encounter, gain 1 ego resource of each affinity consumed when using the following ego skills, 2 of each when using overclocked. For the special ones, which Gregor does have, but he's not on the field right now. Unclashable. The skill does not deal damage against targets. Afterwards, gain 100 abyssal vitality. Every time this effect is consumed, heal SP on self by the amount consumed. Okay, so you are using SP. Don't know what your skills are. You have a bunch of dangerous ones, and you have 3,000 HP, and you're level 60. Take 90% less damage from burn, bleed, tremor, and rupture. Good thing we don't use those. 10 protection. God fucking damn it. Turn end. Consume abyssal vitality to summon Sea Terror Horde. If there are fewer than 3 shell sea runners on the seashore or deep sea sliders on the battlefield, randomly summon either of those units until there are some or 3 of them next turn and consume abyssal vitality. If Never See Founder isn't, consume 8. If Never See Spewer isn't, consume 12. If Basin Sea Reaper isn't, consume 20. Ego of responsibility. Every time a Sea Terror this unit summons is killed, take hit. Okay, so we have to just kill the Sea Terrors. At 50% HP, immediately ends combat phase and gains a new pattern. Disable the Phototaxic Procession passive, which is this. Gain more abyssal vitality. When gaining this passive or when recovering from stagger, gain shield equal to the amount of HP lost once per turn. When gaining shield, activate the effects of Indelible Compassion. This unit does not lose shield at turn end unless removed by damage or certain effects. When a shield breaks due to getting hit, becomes staggered and gain 5 fragile until next turn. When becoming staggered due to raise stagger threshold, gain 5 fragile. Fragile gain due to this buff's effects do not stack. Shield HP can stack, however. When this effect is active, the shield HP cannot be more than 50% of the shielded unit's max HP. This effect counts as shield management effect, replaced when gaining a different shield management effect. Apply 5 nervous impairment to all enemies with less than 15. That's not terrible, but not brilliant either. Gain fragile equal to double the amount of times before the compassion they believe in you loses its worth was used during this encounter. Okay. When on top of that, gain final power +3 and coin power +3. She can also turn Basin Sea Reapers from their standby state to combat ready state, which actually we might want to let her do because they do counters, and that counter kind of sucks, so we might just want to let her do that, but we'll have to assess it as time goes on. Let's go for it. Oh, it is doing a little bit of damage. Okay. Just a teeny bit of damage. It
ダン
helps.
テさんの作戦とても効果的でした。
Now she'll do her big thing. Well, all you did was get vendetta marks on yourself, idiot, and then Maso punched you. Let's take that.
敵の調子が悪くなっているみたいです。
That's a lot of sea terrors. We want her to lose Abyssal Vitality. She'll give them damage up, but if we're just fighting better than them, it doesn't matter how much damage up they get if we're killing them. So what if we just beat their asses, like, super fucking hard? She has to spend Abyssal Vitality to bring more onto the field, so let's kill them all. Damage up is scary, but it doesn't mean anything if they can't hit us.
大きな打撃を与えます。
기세가 수그러지는군. 반격의 기회다.
There we go, that's one dead.
제법 지쳤나 보.
And as we stagger them all, it becomes less for us to deal with next turn. Although she is healing them, it's worth pointing out. Oh god, the power nearly went out. Fuck me, don't do that. The lights flickered. Ugh. Knock him out, Ishmael.
기세가 수그러지는군.
No chance.
반격의 기회다.
You'll only get one attack, so it's not so bad. And Sinclair hits like a truck. Another one dead. She's gonna have to summon more. Fucking dead as shit. Love to see it. Base power +1 for every 3 nervous impairment on the main target. Max 9. Ooh. When targeting allies, deal 0 damage, can clash with a skill regardless of speed. Clash lose, gain 3 power down, 3 paralyzed, deal way less damage, can't stagger. Halve the amount of nervous impairment inflicted by the skill, does not inflict sinking or sinking count. Halve the amount of abyssal vitality gained from this skill. At the start of the next turn, generate Nether Sea Brand in the allied territory, so we'll need to deal with that in a minute as well. Cool. This should do some damage.
내가 시범을 보이지.
It should progress the fight a bit as well.
기세가 수그러지는군. 반격의 기회다.
This will make some stuff happen.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은 무슨 색을 띠고 있는가?
That's some damage. Something died.
今のように優れた式ですね。
7, 14, 21 damage spread across 7 targets. Pitiful. Having said that though, the damage up from that's actually pretty scary. I hadn't considered that. Those things are kind of dangerous in this setting. Sinclair will absolutely body this thing though. Dead.
効果的な攻撃でした。
Hit him back. Oh, you didn't hit him back.
敵は深手を負ってい
나를
ます。
보호해라.
Nervous impairment is an issue, but hopefully it won't be too bad for us. Stagger. Beat up the fish. You can do it, lads. It's like punching fish in a barrel.
그 정도 각오로 식구를 건드렸나.
We've done it many times up to this point. Big damage. This will suck for you, Deep Sea Slider.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Didn't even get to the end of the move. By all rights, it should be Kushti, but we'll see, won't we? Yes, we will.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 정리하도록.
Those rolls don't fill me with joy.
가까워진다.
There we go. SP gain. Another dead
기름도
one.
나오지 않는 놈이 구려.
Go Notice, deal with it.
공간을 뭉갠다.
Not quite dead. She's almost staggered from nervous impairment. Another stagger. Those numbers are getting quite high. That's something to be concerned about. The envy-powered electric screaming is pretty good. This isn't even max power either. We could get this way higher under the right circumstances. Yes, yes, very quaint. Does that count as half health? Are we there yet? Hard to say. I don't think so. I think things would have changed a bit if she had. That's come back, which is very fucking annoying. Combination of all the attacks going out. By the time Don Quixote gets to that thing, it will be staggered. So that should be okay. Go for it, lads. Off it goes. Yeah, so just get that charge count. This won't kill, but it will suck for you. It'll also suck for Ishmael, to be fair. Oh, that progressed the battle. New phase. Babe, wake up, new phase. That seemed, oh god, well, okay, oh well, I see, yeah, she got a little bit angry. You've aged a lot since the last time we met, Fabi. Is this characteristic of your sub-race? You haven't aged a day. So, what brings you to the Church of the Deep? Seaborn's indispensable in our preparation for the impending doom. Nothing, I mean nothing else can ensure the survival of humanity. Thus, it would be only right for me to join hands with those who are able and willing to become Seaborns to search for a way to prolong our existence. You're looking to use the knowledge of the wise and the talented as nourishment for Seaborns. But that won't do anything more than prolong our existences. But is survival alone not enough? I thought the Bishop of the Church would share a majority of that belief with me. Fabi, you and I have both put our faith in the Seaborns, but the word faith might mean something different for you than it does for me. Seaborns shouldn't be our object of worship. We have to stand on equal ground as them and set our eyes on their natures. Please step aside. Desperation, sadness, sympathy. Maya's emotions gush upward, carried by bubbles. Terror, a land in which the hatred for the different has entrenched itself, not like the city. The city, a place in which people crushed by the trials of life have surrendered to its absurdities and also despise the different even more than Terra does. Well, I cannot stress that enough. They both need the Seaborns, perfected beneath the light. That is but your wish, Miss Mayers. Faust does not believe them to be necessary elements for the city. Even in the city, there are people who are searching for reasons to live on, dreaming of a better world. We all know that it can't possibly be easy to change, but there has to be some kind of worth, value in that process alone, in the lives we lead within the city. What worth could there be to a life of the unkind? The kind of life humanity is doomed to exist in, where all we ever do is hurt and hate one another. Listen, efficient order, natural altruism, they're both virtues humanity should never lose sight of, but there's no such thing as absolutes when it comes to the value of life. Survival is the right of all civilization, which means that it should never be up to others to define the worth of life, to argue over it. What if there's no other way? What if there's no other way? Can you even understand what I'm saying? Some time had passed since I made Faro Muerto my home. Unlike my prediction, the Seaborn's evolution seemed to have lost its explosive progress, and Fabius seemed to be content just observing their slow development. Maybe it's because they're directionless, without a specific wish. Even still, Seaborns were the key to changing Terra, the land. Sorry, my shoulder. Really fucking hurts. To stand against the incoming calamity, we needed their survivability and adaptability. And the humanity that has turned exhaustion into ill intent needed the Seaborn's blind, selfless altruism toward their own. So while I never stopped my studies, Something small but sharp continued to stab at my frustrated heart. Stultified and unable to be resolved. I've never heard stultified before. If we were to lose even our sense of selves and creed, assimilated into this stagnated great will, for the sake of survival, civilization had to be no more. For the sake of us, I had to be no more. The realization of that paradox made the first crack in my confidence. The Seaborns were the answer to the problem Iberia, the land, and humanity faced, and through the cracks, the seeds of doubt were sown. But I'd already come too far to find a path more beautiful than the Seaborns. No more wasting time with these stupid ruminations. There has to be a way, some kind of condition Seaborns need to fulfill to retain their sense of selves, to retain their individual hopes and wishes. I stood adrift atop the inundation of years I dedicated to this purpose, holding on to this precious hope, and steeled my shaking heart. And that was the easy part. There are no better solutions. Don't look away from the answer that lies right in front of me. All I need to do is find a way for Seaborns to hope and wish, to have them each carry a sense of self. I just had to repeat that to myself like a mantra, again and again. But my drifting days came to an end when I found a new path, illuminated by the strange light from across the sea. On that day, yes, the day when that faint blue light shone, a whisper visited me. Oh, wow. Carmen didn't waste any fucking time, did she? Who's there? Whose voice is... What? The answer, sought through the eons by people I didn't recognize, played over and over in my ears. The voice spoken was muffled, but warm and beautiful. The light of the city? The hearts that were lost, the emotions that were forgotten, the sense of self that... No, that's enough of that, but I'd like to hear more about the light. The light that has sprouted from the 10 virtues. And the image those words drew in my mind was clearer and more beautiful than ever. Terror and the sea, they both failed to find a way out of this bridle, but with my not octopus arms, I'll do something about it. If they're going to be satisfied with living on as they are, then you can't change what you see by standing still. If you want to bring about a better world, then even if you may be lost in the ideals, you have to keep walking. Survival, worth of life. As I've never been too certain about either of those complicated ideas, I had no unflinching creed with which to convince her. That's not to say that the city has no need of the altruistic nature Mayers wants to bring there. That's not to say that I have a better answer than the combinations of Seaborns and the light. Even still, the emotions, the regrets, the conversations I found and collected over this journey alongside the sinners became my answer, and I tick on. Honestly, I don't really know the city all that well either. My memory only goes back a year, and for what is practically my entire existence, I've been surrounded by the sinners in our adventure. Still, we want to keep trying. You're right, the city is an absurd, vicious place. Something new and horrible surprises me every other day, but... Mayors, that light you spoke of, I don't think that's what protects the ego, the sense of self. To protect it, you have to first look unflinchingly both ways, the path that lies ahead and the one that you've walked. Then you confront them both. That can't be right, the light, it has to. You're just working based on what you heard about the city and the light, ain't that right? How can you be so confident that the light will be able to protect the Seaborn sense of selves? Ain't that just what you want to believe? I think it's a distinct possibility. Even if the light can do what you hope it does, Mayors, it won't change anything. Turning our natures kind by transforming us into Seaborns, a convenient method like that isn't our path. Because a sense of self protected like that, the kind nature attained like that, wouldn't be our own. It'd be yours, Mayors. Protecting your own sense of self while being compassionate and kind, it's a path of unbearable suffering. We might fail some days despite our best efforts. Some days we'll be forced to confront the sins of our past and suffer. Verily, not one of us as we are now may see the culmination of that path. Yet I can hardly find it within myself to simply leave it all in thy hands without so much as trying. You're saying the Seaborns can't be the answer I've always sought. It doesn't make much sense if you think about it, Mayors. Those sea monsters don't even know what self means. That's why they show no hesitation before sacrifice. If you were to introduce a sense of self to those sea monsters, that selflessness you want will be no more. She's a Seaborn-shaped distortion who is not a Seaborn, an endlessly anguished contemplating distortion. If Mayors wishes to achieve an altruistic world, then then her desire has to be that she doesn't want her efforts to become meaningless. Seaborns may be the perfect answer for some people. A recent example, Fabius, it seems clear to me that was precisely his wish. But that doesn't seem to align with yours. Find a new answer, Miss Mayers. You're telling me I have to go back to wandering for so much time again in search of that new answer? You won't be alone on that path. Walk it together, relying on one another, and it won't feel as long. Trying to carry such a heavy burden all by yourself, Miss Mayers, it's such a prideful thing to do. Ah. Damn it. Why isn't the fight over yet? Alright, well, she's very slow, so we might be able to do something about this. Hopeless, huh? So we have to break her shield in order to stagger her. Despite a clash power, all of Otis's clashes are hopeless, so maybe if we can just bring her down to our level for a bit. Still hopeless, she's just that strong. Might have to ego spam a little bit, although hey, here's an immediate solution. 2 attack power down. Yeah, she's gaining power based on nervous impairment. Then the future rounds might go a little bit easier. I don't know, we can't do this every fucking turn for obvious reasons, but it might give us a start.
충전 기능 점검. 단숨에 점검.
Fuck, that was close. Jesus Christ, that was close. Decent damage. That was bad. He's fine. Maybe we shouldn't have done the big attack, the big attack so early. Maybe that wasn't the best move. I don't know. It'll probably be fine. Ah, jeez. Yikes. Yeah, that's really bad because it staggered people. Yeah, it staggered multiple people. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, that wasn't brilliant. Basically, everyone's getting staggered by nervous impairment now. I don't even know who's still able to fight by this point.
이 선물을 퍼부어 주도록 하지.
No Otis. Tides carry away the windows to Mayor's Pass, soon devouring them beyond vision. It's almost as if Mayor's in the Dungeon of the Fathoms. No, the ocean itself is fusing into one. A majority of distortions encountered by the bus team have assumed a form generally recognized as an organic entity. However, there is nothing preventing a distortion's form from breaking that boundary and taking a different shape, as it may vary by the individual's desires. If a distortion is allowed to exacerbate undeterred, it may eventually corrode this very space in which we stand. As we were taking some time to catch our breaths, a few small machines tumbled to the ground, shot from one of the trembling fathoms. It must be one of those mysterious machines in Mayor's home we saw when we peered into her memories. The machines continued to whir loudly as though the waves broke them. We saw that there were various apparatus attached to the sockets on their sides. Expensive they appear, yet how numerous they are. Well, you know, maybe she's similar to one of those fixer fellas who are always hell-bent on picking up every new cutting-edge workshop tech. Ah, it says Little Handy down here. This is an oddly similar structure to the Hand of the Saints the Inquisitor brought. Then shout this fantastically wonderful machine be of assistance in our battles. Rhodes Island already seems to have their hands full holding the line against the tide of sea terrors. We should probably take just one and leave the rest to help them out. After a quick discussion with the citizens, we decided to take just one of the machines. Wow, there's a lot to... Safeguarding effects against stagger, but does that apply retroactively? Does it prevent us from being staggered, or does it activate when a stagger is inflicted? You see, I have no idea. But if this team does get wiped out, then it'll be useful for the next team. Take that one. Incremental motion firmware detected. Activating blockade command. I don't really understand how it works, but that sure sounds helpful. Little handy incremental motion firmware. Oh, that's fucking lucky. Remove one highest stagger threshold from every allied unit. When staggered, immediately recover from stagger at the start of the next turn once. Okay, well, none of these are getting that again. It literally might just be an ego spam situation. Tad Sunyata, if we can land that with lower her attack power next turn, give us a bit more of a chance. If we can win these clashes, it'll have some kind of effect. That's about what I've got. Yi Sang will lower her attack for this turn, and Heathcliff will lower her attack next turn. And we are damaging the shield, if only a little bit. It's damaging us a lot more. That reminds me, Merceau is gonna stagger this turn because of the nervous shit.
청소하라고.
But he'll recover instantly. Yeah, good point. She's fine. Not doing well, but she's fine. What we need is to get Mayors weak enough that we can clash normally. Because at the moment, we're kind of forced to ego spam because we just don't stand a chance. I know part of this is going to be getting rid of all of her vitality, because when she spends her vitality, she recovers SP as a result. But if she doesn't have any to spend, then she won't gain any SP back and her clashes will get worse. We don't have a sinking team, so this is the best way we can do it, unfortunately.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은
It occurs to me now that the Nemesis brand might have been targetable, or Hand of the Saint or whatever, and we probably should have done that. You're fine. That wasn't so bad.
リンバスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
I guess Merceau had already been staggered. You're doing one attack this time. Flash lose, you gain 3 power down and 3 paralyze. Okay. And you wouldn't gain as much abyssal vitality, which will help us a lot. Anything I can do to help this? Not really. Just have to hope this works.
이놈의 덧없는 분노를 담아.
I can only hope this SP boost is enough. Her SP's a max, which bothers me. Oh god, 1? By 1? 1 fucking... Oh, clash value? That might end the fight. That might be the end of the fight, really. That might have just decided it. That alone. There's a stage 4. So it's really fucking with us. That might have fucked the whole thing. I'm gonna keep trying, but that might have fucked the whole thing. When the solution is ego spam, something has gone wrong. I don't mean like with the game design, I mean with the battle in general. What can we do other than go for it? Greg's the only one who isn't ego spamming, and watch him fail.
공격 범위 확인.
Fucking called it. That damn near staggered him. Oh god, Rhodia. Really needed you to not fuck that up. We couldn't even knock the Nemesis brand, which we really should have done, actually. Ugh, I should have tried to clash everything. That Nemesis brand is causing the problems. This is a foregone conclusion, I reckon. Not much to be done, really. I fucked it. I guess it would be nice if the game put up a little message to be like, hey, the fucking brand thing is active now, like it is targetable. Like, obviously, visually, this little icon to show that it is targetable, but just a little message to be like, hey, you can hit it now. Because I didn't notice at all. Not until it got way too far. But of course, that comes down to me, really, doesn't it? So... I don't know. But having to go through phase 1 again is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. Oh, don't worry though, these two are back, just in time for undulating waves. Fuck this. Fuck this. Hey, good job, Faust. Very nice. And you're dead. Oh god, why do I have to sit through this? Thank you.
끝나는 걸까?
Mission failed.
True.
관 짜야 해. 보내줘. 관에 넣어.
Did that just take me back to the start of the dungeon? I should have done give up, shouldn't I?
언젠가.
And then it would have let me try. Oh, no, wait. It's gonna make me do the whole thing again. I should have given up. I forgot to do that. Okay, alright. Shut the fuck up. I've only been here 3 hours, you know, it's whatever. Well, I won't make that mistake again. When the fight's clearly over, I'll fucking give up. Why it's not just designed so that you just start back there anyway is fucking beyond me when you can just give up and fight the fight again. Unless they fix that, I don't fucking know. The problem I find, or I typically have when recording Limbus, is that when I'm at the end of a very long recording, like when I've been going for a while, I do read a lot less. I check passives less, I check weaknesses and damage values less, I check the specific things that will cause an attack to have a higher or lower clash value less, because I'm like, let's just fucking get through. I've been sat here for like 3 hours, you know, it's not that I'm not enjoying the game, but like I'm not putting as much into the gameplay as I might be normally. And in situations like that, I really suffer for it. So what I'll probably do is for the first phase of the mayor's fight, I'll shut the fuck up and just get through it because you guys have literally seen it, so who cares? And then at the start of the second phase, really knuckle down and be like, okay, I need every single advantage I can get on this. If I can body these little fuckers without letting them do their counterattacks, then we could go into phase 2 with less, I can't even remember what the stupid effect is called, but you know the one that keeps staggering us. And if we can go into phase 2 with less of that, yeah, she gives us like 5 per turn if we're not already at 15, but it might buy us some time to do some damage, and that can make some difference. I don't know, we'll see.
Too bad that didn't kill me.
Okay, we're here again. Something's definitely wrong, you're correct. That needs to be gotten rid of. That needs to be dealt with. Half of these apply nervous impairment regardless, like the same amount. Ah, my shoulder. Regardless whether you crack them or not, it's the same amount. Some of them we might just have to let through. That has to fucking go, that's a problem. We have our cake and eat as well. Yes. Because the plan there would be to heal Maso. Because Maso's struggling a little bit. He got hit by a nervous impairment fucking stagger. And is well on his way to doing it again because, of course, she just fucking dumps it on you in mounds. And of course, all of these are hopeless because they provide additional power based on nervous impairment, which you can never really get rid of. There's no real way to get rid of it. So she's always gaining massive power bonuses. Oh my god, because I didn't give up that fight, these are all... Okay, so I just don't have my Durante. Wow, I really fucked up when I didn't quit that fucking battle. Fuck me. Heathcliff's getting targeted by most of it. He's almost definitely going to stagger this turn. She's only going to heal Maso for like, what, 15%, I think? No, 5. Is that even worth it by this point? No. Well, we have to hope we win all these, because if we don't, we're in huge trouble. Also, we have to consider the fact that these characters might just fucking stagger from the counterattacks. I don't know. Give it a try.
내가 시범을 보이지.
That was fucking close. At least she'll have worse attack power next turn.
지면이 울릴 때마다 네
I think it's only down by 1 or 2. I can't remember which, but it helps. It can make a difference.
이제 가진 것은 이 전기밖에 없는데 이것까지.
It's pathetic amounts of damage. That's gone. That helps. This will just cripple Sinclair's SP, but it will get him more books of grudging, which we actually needs. We could do with that. Or I think it did. Does he need to use specific attacks? I thought if he just hit a target with grudges on them, it would do the trick, but I don't even know anymore.
여행엔 목적이 있었지.
The big draw I'm banking on right now is Ishmael's Arna Blossom Moth. Raising stagger threshold could do a lot for us. It's also, well, it was Tails, so what does it fucking matter?
따뜻하게 안아줄 수는 있어요.
I love being like, oh man, I hope, you know, I would like this effect to proc, and it's like, well, you rolled Tails, so you don't get it. That's great, that's my favorite part. Much damage done. Everyone rolled Tails on their damage! Not everyone, I think someone got heads. I didn't fucking see who, but most of them got Tails on damage. At which point they may as well have not fucking bothered. You'll be okay, Heathcliff. Yeah, you're a tough guy. Need some safeguarding against stagger. I don't even know if that's the best one, but I don't know what the other ones do because it doesn't fucking tell you until you pick them. So, you know, she has -1 attack power. This is amazing. Wait, she just did that. Why is she doing it again? We basically have to spam ego. We don't have any fucking choice. And then I'm pretty sure Ishmael can't deal with any of it. So what we'll do, it'll suck for her in the meantime, but it'll help in the long run. Heal everyone's SP. Which will boost all of these chances exponentially. And apparently that's guaranteed, but we'll fucking see, won't we? Not guaranteed, but it's dominating, which... Good chances, good sign. But who knows? I have to try, though, because I can't just spam ego every single turn. It's unsustainable in multiple ways. She's fine. Don Quixote, that's not acceptable. That was not acceptable at all. Next turn, she'll fight like utter fucking garbage, so we can work with that. If anyone's not staggered. It was decent damage too, I suppose. I'm clutching at straws, I don't know if you've noticed. At least no one's dead yet. Give it a minute, but... Oh, Yi Sang, that's exactly what I wanted to see. That was precisely what I wanted him to do. Yeah, that's the damage we want. That's good damage. This will still suck though. Yeah, it did. Most of the team are staggered, but she is doing this now. And if Merceau can win with that, he can heal people. He'll probably die in the process, but I'm pretty sure after him, Faust will come on the field and Fluid Sac, right? That'll help. Her shield is starting to drop. Doesn't this restore it? Yeah, it does restore it. But if we're successful, she'll only get 10% of her max HP and shield back, which is about 300, give or take. And she'll only get 50 Abyssal Vitality, which gives us something to work with. I mean, Tremor Burst won't do anything, but, you know. Some healing, which might keep some people alive, and protection as well. That was basically no damage. Okay, good stuff. Merso didn't even die.
敵が来ます。皆さん、戦闘の準備を。
Gotta be honest, I was really expecting him to, so I'm glad he didn't. She's got fragile. The Never See brand is back. We need to deal with that. Merso, do you have one more Chains of Others in you? Yeah, you just wouldn't be able to hit with it though. We're still gonna have to ego spam, which fucking sucks, but gotta be done. Needs must and all that. There'll probably be some staggers, but that's why I want the slowest Sinner to activate undulating waves, because if there are staggers to be done, let it be done at the end of the turn, not at the start. That was the mistake we made last time. Try it, because if you die, it's kind of an oh well situation, and Yisang might allow you to land that. If not, then it sucks, but doing the best we can. If you could land Fell Bullet, I remember that doing a lot of damage. But does she automatically set to stage 4? That's fucking nuts. Because that wasn't there before. It's whatever, we're getting rid of it now. She gains fragile, which means she takes more and more damage, which increases our chances of turning things in our favor. This is good, we just need to last long enough to make it happen. Ugh. But it worked. Her attack power will be down for this turn, and then if Merso succeeds, her attack power will be down next turn, which gives us time. What we need is time. We need to buy every turn that we can. Good job, Merso. Your sacrifice is greatly appreciated. And let's be real, if you actually choose a sinner to, like, sacrifice themselves, you wouldn't want to sacrifice any of them. But the one... He's still alive. The one you trust is Merso. You would trust Merso to do it in a fucking heartbeat. Even on Tails, the damage ain't bad. Solid. Heathcliff's now staggered, which means the unopposed attack on him might kill him, but if it does, then it does. I chose him to be the one to take it because he's the most logical target. Because if he survives, he'll just do even more damage as a response. Sucks, but you're fine. And then this at least will heal people's SP. It would also provide a damage bonus, but we didn't do any resonances, and it would only have been for this turn. It's not why I used the ability. I used it for SP heal and to win the clash. I believe that was Merso. You'll be fine, Heathcliff. Yeah, you're okay. Okay. Her attack stats are bollocks. Even so, that's still hopeless. Okay. Ambitious, maybe. But it would still be worth getting Faust to do that, to be honest. But, you know, not straight away. The Blossom Star, probably. If she can actually roll fucking heads on it for a change. Damage down would be nice. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't think Stagger, due to lowering her health, is really going to be a thing in our future. Through this, she gets her fucking Abyssal Vitality back, which sucks. She'll also gain her shield back. I guess this is why it's good to have an evade team, but we don't have one, so... I guess most of the team will probably just stagger from this. Fuck it, I guess. Finally, heads. There is a god. People will stagger from this. If not most of us. Hopefully we get most of our attacks though, so we can just... Oh no, we didn't get any of them. Apparently that ends the turn. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not in love with this boss. The Frost Knight was a pain in the ass, but at least, I don't know, it felt like I had more ability to manage that situation. Like, you know, if you don't attack, all of the cold would go away. Whereas this, it's like, well, she constantly maintains your nervous impairment at 15, and her big unavoidable attack, unless you have an evade team, which I don't, does 12. So chances are she's going to stagger most of the team with it. In fact, this turn, she's going to stagger most of the team. Also, she regenerates her shields. Oh, by the way, also, yeah, she has a regeneratable health bar, essentially. I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me. Not really a fan. Feels like it was made difficult for the sake of it rather than for the sake of making like a interesting fight. But then, of course, I end up sitting on two different sides of the fence, don't I? On the one hand, I want more challenging fights. But does this qualify? I guess. It is technically challenging. In the same way that turning an opponent's health bar up does make them more difficult to fight. Try and protect Otis. She is useful. If you die, then you die. It is the way of things. The fluid sac will help. And it'll do some damage. Not much, but some. Of course it was Tails. It's always Tails. Fluid sac, save us all! Did that even work? I think it did. I don't know. I didn't see the thingy move. And she's been hit by the thing. And it's Tails.
종원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
Just do damage. 32. The fragility is only doing so much for us because a high percentage of a low number is still a low number. You know? This is more like it. Yeah. That's more like it, Heathcliff. Well fucking done. That's what I wanted to see. You'll be okay, Yi-Sang. You're not gonna be okay, Yi-Sang. You're fine, Yi-Sang. No worries. We have multiple staggers, though. But on the other hand, her shield is getting lower and lower, and she's not doing any special attacks this turn, so that's nice. I want you to land 7 knot because fucking hell, I really need that damage. In fact, I don't think we need to use any ego this turn. My oh me. That is hopeless. That's favored. You're gonna have to go for it then. That's hopeless. Okay, we're gonna have to use some ego this turn. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Do the damage. Yes. That's what we really needed. More than anything. Please get heads. Please get heads on damage, please. Thank you.
당신을 인도해주진 못해도 따뜻하게 안아줄 수는 있어요.
$56 is okay. She's doing before the compassion again. Which will probably stagger most of us, but at least it's manageable. Heathcliff is probably going to go down this time. We don't have any healing ego. Can we possibly beat it without ego? Because, like, you know, she's going to summon the fucking Netherbrand again, and we're going to need ego to deal with it. No, we have to do it this way. It's going to suck, but land some hits.
충전 기능 점검. 말씀의 정렬.
That's good. We're so close to staggering her, which is not the end of the fight, by the way, but it will help. I can't help but feel like I'm not doing this properly. The length of the fight is what mainly makes me think this. Yeah, Merceau's gone. I mean, sorry, Heathcliff's gone. Merceau's gone a while ago. Now Gregor's on the field. He's ready to do stuff. Could really do with landing that. It's hopeless though. Well, she needs to land it, so use it on that. We need the gloom. I don't know.
시범을 보이지.
Maybe. This will hurt a bit at least. It's only going up by 10% fragility, although that is a lot of damage. Her shield is dropping. That was very fucking close. This will at least increase the amount of damage that electric screaming does, which is something. Took the gloom damage. I think it's gloom anyway. It doesn't really matter by this point. If it was preventable, it would matter, but it's not, so it doesn't. It is preventable if you have an evade team, but we don't. We've hit the lamp, so we are okay this turn. Ishmael probably won't be. I don't know, that went surprisingly well. That didn't. She survived though. Whoa. That wasn't bad. You've been staggered. Oh, you're doing this now. Oh, come on. We barely got any time before you did this again. How high does the fragility go? Max 6. We're at the maximum. So now she's just going to spam it endlessly because she doesn't want to fucking lose. And she's going to summon the Nethersea brand again. And she hasn't spent enough of her Abyssal Vitality, so this is going to hit like a truck. And Don Quixote has a lot of nervous impairment. Gregor doesn't, but Gregor doesn't have any ego skills to use because we've run out. I mean, hit her as hard as you can. Did that for resin for Don Quixote. Close. Just give up already, you horrible thing. Fuck off. Go away. An absolute fucking worst. Did anyone die? There was someone staggered. With the removal... if the removal of the Nethersea brand activates instantly, that would change the clashes. If it doesn't, if it only activates next turn, then we're fucked. Even this ain't fucking doing very well. It's all going in on Sinclair. Except for that one. Okay. Here's what we do. Be a little bit smarter about this. Fight smarter, not harder, you know. That one's going for Faust. That one's going for Gregor. Okay, so... what we do is we have Sinclair hit that one, and immediately have someone else actually deal with it. With only 36 health remaining, Sinclair is not worth that many attacks. It also means that's a lot of nervous impairment that's not going on anyone else. And that actually buys us a lot of time. And as long as we can contend the 2 attacks she's currently doing that will actually hit our characters, everyone else can just lay into her. Yeah, that works, because even if he fails, it's fine. And then everyone else except Otis punch the shit out of her. Because she's not doing anything of attack weight this turn. Her shield is only at 414 and she's taking 60% extra damage. This is about what I've got in terms of a plan right now. And once Sinclair dies, who's next? It's Honglu. Okay. Honglu fights okay, I guess. We'll miss his damage, like the damage bonus he's providing to people, but it's fine. We just need a little bit more gloom, and we need more lusts. Whatever. We'll just do the best we can. But we need attacks that actually land multiple hits, because that's how we get more ego resources from the fucking emotional connection. Ego attacks are bad for this. Most of my ego is a single coin. These all have multiples, so we might be able to get shit that we don't have a lot of at the moment, and more of the things that we're using. Thank God for envy. Okay, that's the plan. Sinclair will die, but it will keep us going. That goes. Damage. Sinclair will do max damage. And hell, if by some lucky opportunity we actually break her shields this turn, which is highly unlikely, but if we did, he would be saved. No, he wouldn't. Wait. Yeah, he would, actually. That's a lot of damage. We might be able to save young Sinclair, maybe. She only has 6/6 shield left. You've been staggered, though. Unlikely. Well, it's okay. We knew Sinclair was gonna die. It's fine. Okay, now I need to see. Does she stagger the moment her shield runs out, or does she stagger at turn end? Because that is an important distinction. The problem is that we have absolutely killed ourselves to get to this point. And we're not going to do 1,600 health worth of damage in one turn. We're just not. And then we're gonna have to go through all of this again. And she's gonna be getting the exact same amount of shield she was getting before. But what am I supposed to do? Fucking give up? Because the thing is, Otis can't take an unbreakable coin right now. She'll die. And while we were able to sacrifice Sinclair, we can't afford to sacrifice anyone else. Really, right now. The Rip Dimension would absolutely stagger her. It will definitely do enough damage. I just hope she staggers the moment it happens. She does. Okay, good. And she gains all the fragility with it as well. That's a lot of damage. Okay, right, well, yes, with extra 100% damage on Stagger, that might be enough for us to kill her this turn. And we have to. We can't survive this. This is not sustainable. Okay, well, it has to be this. It's this or nothing. Good damage already. Big damage. I need more from you than that. Can't have Tails hits.
너무 쉽군요.
Oh, Ting Tang Hong Lu. I knew he was a good idea. I knew it. Ting Tang Hong Lu was the choice. We wouldn't have won that without Mutilate. That head's reuse. We had to. It had to be. We had to have that. I need to make sure I'm not going to run out of fucking space on my computer. Because if I have to do that again, you're not getting a video. Straight up. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going to make extra sure. There we go. Now there's no chance. Unless something else happens, but don't let me fucking think about that right now. It's true that people scrutinize others for differences to find something they can hate, but it's also true that it's often those very differences that people look up to. And admiration usually goes hand in hand with overestimation. Yes, and Miss Mayers admired these two unknowns, Seaborns and the Light. She thought they would be the solution to everything. Mayers, do you still want to go to the sea? It really sucks. No. Why did we have to have like a fucking 2-hour boss fight for you to realize you don't want to go there? Still though, second try, not bad, right? Oh my god. I'll remain here in terror, I'll broaden my studies, and I'll talk more. Good for fucking you. Find a new path towards realizing my wish. As for what will happen now, Miss Mayers, we're going to need to have a long talk with the Inquisition. And I don't think anyone's going to see you again, but we'll help too. We'll help in your search for that path if we can. The great arc built from the city crumbles. Light fades and gives way to shadows. And we find ourselves back aboard the vessel Massus. Battle complete. Vessel Massus is slowing down. How's Miss Mayers? Yeah, unconscious. The mental strain seems to have taken its toll. It's taken its toll on me as well. It all happened inside the Dungeon of the Fathoms, but it can't have been too easy on her mind to send so many waves after us. What'll happen to Miss Mayers now? First, we'll wait for the Inquisition's ruling, then bring her to Rhodes Island. Her efforts were misguided, but she also had Terra's best interests at heart. Together, I'm sure we can discuss a better way forward. What if she's sentenced to death, which I am absolutely going to advocate for, and Foreman is as well? Then we will need to offer a different proposal. We can consider it when we get to it, Doctor. It's finally over. All we have left to do is go back. As we were preparing to leave with our hearts much lighter than they were earlier. Yeah, yours is. Hold on, everyone. Something's rapidly approaching us. A low thrumming roar vibrates the air as a strange shadow looms over the ship. No, I'm going home. We're going home. We're not having any more boss fights. Leave me the fuck alone. Where'd this shade come from? Wait, is that... Almost as if driven by instinct, Ishmael takes the radio from Gregor and runs into the control room. Something must have clicked and noticed his head as she also turned and ran after Ishmael. If those two are running into the bridge... Brace! Grab onto something! They're shifting into maximum overdrive! Oh, bollocks! Mucking it up right before the finish line. Don't fucking talk to me about that, Heathcliff. I don't want to hear it. Doctor, Dante has advised that we grab onto something. I see. They're preparing to turn the ship around. Everyone brace for impact. Stay alert. Something's coming. The ship leaned heavily as it hurried toward portside, and I caught a glimpse of a massive shadow gliding just beneath the water's surface, right where the ship was a second ago. It's a Seaborn, about the size of, no, slightly larger than the vessel Massus. Amia's communicator buzzes with Ishmael's voice. The currents going wild. Wait, no, something's causing these currents to go wild, and I know what wild currents are. I was a sailor. We'll try our best to maintain evasive maneuvers for as long as possible, but we can't do this forever. If the situation does not improve, we may have to take the vessel Massus to cross the dimensional door. Does Rhode Island have a way out of this quandary? Not at this moment, but we have to come up with that one now and quickly. Dante, does anything come to mind? We should first figure out why that Seaborn's coming after us. Copy that, I'll focus on steering the ship, so keep us updated. With that, the ship immediately begins a sharp turn, narrowly dodging the ponderous body of the Seaborn as it swims by. We can't just take the whole ship across the dimensional door, we're not the only ones on it. But the sea is too wild to simply turn around to let the others leave. It's almost like it's obsessed with this ship. Just why could it possibly be coming after the ship all of a sudden? Could it be the Fabius's order? It's probably something to do with Maya's. It's coming after me. Scotty, you? Yes, I'm their enemy, an abyssal hunter. I'm not even gonna ask questions. As though to prove it, the giant beast began to charge against the bow of the ship the moment Scotty repositioned herself there. Just what are the abyssal hunters? Why are they so gung-ho about trying to kill you? Abyssal hunters are those who hunt sea terrors and seaborns. Well, that would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Of course, this isn't based on any emotions such as vengeance or resentment. It's Scotty's... Well, that's not important right now. What matters is that they're solely targeting Scotty. Operators of Rhodes Island are heavily fatigued at this moment from their long defense against the waves in the dungeon of the Fathoms, and Foreman is greatly fatigued in general. The same could be said of us and Miss Amia, who battled Mayors in the meantime. To engage that Seaborn in this particular circumstance is... Oh! Something shakes the vessel's masses once again. What's this now? There's more? There are indeed multiple entities surrounding our ship. However, a violent destructive sound crashes through the waves toward vessel masses. Past the sudden wall of mist there was... We're lucky. Are we? Or was this simply how it was supposed to go? Shamla! Sir Knight, 2 Seaborns. It's going to be fine, Miss Inquisitor. They're gonna have a fucking sick duel and we're gonna leave. If he's the same knight we fought earlier, I doubt he'll be able to stop himself from charging at that giant of a sea monster. Like Hongler said, the knight charged straight at the giant rough wave, at the great Seaborn, as though he hardly noticed our presence. If we can help the knight repel that Seaborn, we just might have a shot at sending Limbus Company back through the dimensional door and escaping aboard the vessel Massus ourselves. Can everyone still move? I'm almost at my limit, but I can still move. I've got a plan. I'd like everyone to trust me on this. Things weren't so bad outside after you'd entered the portal. Now's the time for the hunter to get to work. The bright ray of light from Irene's lamp shines upon those atop the deck while Scotty leaps tall into the air using the ship's bow as her launching pad, because why not? The operators each scatter to their appropriate positions as commanded by the doctor. Ishmael and Otis both exited to the decks as well, presumably having found someone to steer the ship. Is it okay to have you two out here? This Kaltsit seems to know enough about seafaring to take over. Whilst this crisis is far from over, she was good enough that it was reasonable for us to leave the ship steering to her and descend to the decks for our return. Doesn't seem like we'll be able to bid you goodbye. Are you sure you're all going to be okay? We can stay a little longer and help. No, we fucking can't, Ishmael. We're leaving now. I appreciate the sentiment, I really do, but... Amia pointed toward the dimensional door, which had shrunk significantly smaller since the first time we saw it. You don't have much time. I wonder if it was only supposed to open for a set period of time, or what if it's closing now because our work here is done? There was precious little we could learn about it now, but it was obvious our time here was coming to an end. Thanks, Amia. We would have been lost for a while in this world if it weren't for Rhodes Island's help. Well, thanks to you, we should be able to sufficiently study the dimensional door before we return. Time to say goodbye to the Iberian sea breeze, I guess. Do you have any idea how big the pile of paperwork is going to be at the Inquisition? Melda, try not to drop into Iberia next time, you got that? Sure, that's all nice, say nicely put in our own worlds. That would be nice. As the Great Seaborn briefly falters at the combined might of Skadi and the Knight, the ship's bow managed to stop inches from the dimensional door. Yeah, that's big. Imagine now's your chance. Fucking leave. Someday I hope we can meet again. Yeah, under very different circumstances. When I don't have like a day left to get this done. We shall take our leave. Let's return to the city now. The sea had turned into a brutal battlefield, terrible roars contending with one another. After taking one final look at Rhodes Island defending the vessel masses, we leaped into the pitch-black darkness at the center of the dimensional door. I'm swept away by the tides of consciousness. The river draws out my memories and consciousness, sublimating them away. Then... I've never been so happy to see Hongyan. Is this Yi Hongyan? Yeah, it is. Dagwan Yan. Oh, you love to see it. I look around and see the sinners strewn about the room, dozing off. I see Heathcliff crash like that all the time, but how did everyone crash at the same time, sleeping against the walls? A bizarre sensation that something was truly amiss crawls up my spine. You have come too. Now that you have come to, I request that you continue your rest in your chamber. Your presence here makes it difficult to conduct cleaning activities in areas adjacent to your body. Oh, what? We just came through a dimensional door after Rhodes Island. Rhodes? You were transferred here after the LCCA discovered your company completely unconscious at the entrance of a Lobotomy Corporation branch. I feel like I just went through a memorable experience, but I can't recall what. There was a hole in my memory and this strange emotional tug at my heart, an ego I don't ever recall extracting. Rocinante, prithee, avail me but 5 more minutes of... Scheduling wooden training dummies to wake you in 5 minutes. But the bizarre sensation naturally settles. What was that abnormality? What just happened? I don't have any answers to either of those questions, but... Wait, where's Sword? She said something about how there's been a delay or something. I couldn't find Sword, who'd been bringing us odd jobs here and there during our stay, anywhere in Yi Hongyan. But on the desk, I did find a note filled with various requests and a letter, presumably left behind by Sword. We've got a distortion contract. Come on, time to earn your keep. You weren't going to lounge around until we got a message from HQ, right? Are they allergic to giving us time off or something? In that moment, a certain voice briefly surfaces from the abyss of my memories before sinking again. There's no such thing as absolutes when it comes to the value of life, which means that it should never be up to others to define the worth of life or to argue for it. The worth of life. I don't recall who said that, or even where I heard it from. Maybe it was on TV. Honestly, I don't even understand what exactly it was supposed to mean. You can't change what you see by standing still. If you want to bring about a better world, then, even if you may be lost in the ideals, even still, some of those words left a lingering impression on my heart. You have to keep walking. Unable to sit still, I got up from my seat and began waking up the sinners one by one. Tick, tick. Yeah, it's not like we're getting anything done here. On your feet, guys. Time to get to work. The sinners each begin waking up, some of them looking around to get their bearings. Like they were just pulled out of a long dream. Yeah, how about that? It sure was a long fucking dream.
이번엔 성적이 좋았군. 하지만 머나먼 고래에 닿기 위해서는 아직도 부족하다. 다시 가스터빈을 점화한다. 그리고
Good job, Ishmael. Well done. That was all of it. There we go. I've done it. I've done it. I have done it. I have completed the pilgrimage of compassion. It was good. I'm fucking spent, though. Utterly spent. This recording's been 5 hours. Alone. This recording alone was 5 hours. Not the rest of this fucking video. Just this. Day 4 was 5 hours. Because of that fucking... not octopus. Why couldn't it have been an octopus? I could have handled an octopus. That's something I can beat. I'll buy that, fuck it. I'm never gonna see it again anyway. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking shitting god, that was fucking difficult. I don't even think it was necessarily supposed to be that hard, but it was. Look, I got one of these egos, I did it, I got a pity pull. That's good, everything's fine there now. The pilgrimage is complete, the purple team has near enough come into its own. Multi-crack Faust is great. We were so close to losing that. I don't know which fight was harder, that or the knight. I want to say Maya's was harder. But I don't know. It's hard to say, to be honest. Maybe it depends on the team you have. If you had good evade identities, then that probably wasn't that bad at all. But I didn't. The only evade identity I had was Yi Sang, and he's not a particularly good one. He's all right. He's not terrible at it, but far from the best. The rest of these are guards and counters, which actually made both boss fights exceedingly difficult. But I knew Ting Tang Hong Lu was the man for the job. Mutilate saved us. If it wasn't for Mutilate, we wouldn't have won. That reuse heads hit did it. Well, you might be asking yourself, Foreman, what are your thoughts on the Pilgrimage of Compassion? It was good. There was nothing there that particularly blew me away as such, but I did enjoy it. It was fun. I'm mildly interested in Arknights, I suppose. Not enough to really have a proper crack at it, I don't think. I've got plenty of things to play anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'll jump back into it someday. Maybe I'll record it. I don't know, if people really wanted that, and then I'm not opposed to the idea, but I don't have plans to do it. Plus, I imagine Arknights is probably similarly as long as Limbus Company, so I would be inclined to be like, maybe just do one and then do the other. I wouldn't want to have two fucking gachas ongoing on the channel simultaneously, because I just wouldn't. I just fucking wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I need some variety on this show. Because these Limbus videos would be exceptionally worse if I didn't have variety on this channel. If I just sweared this and nothing else, these would become exceptionally boring, not just to me, but to you. But I don't have to explain this to you. I know you know. It's fine. I don't have a lot of words or thoughts in my brain right now. I'm gonna quip that. If anyone checks my fucking profile before the video goes up, they'll know I did it, or at least they'll get an inkling. Yeah, cool stuff. I still think it's a shame that it has to disappear, but I understand that they have to pay like licensing fees and shit to keep that active in the game, so yeah, they couldn't really keep it up indefinitely, but regardless of the reason, even if it is justified, and it is, I'm not keen on temporary content. But at the end of the day, I knew that some people really wanted me to play this. I knew that some people really wanted to see it, and they would have been sad if I hadn't, and I see it as my job. It's the job I've taken on. It's the job I chose to take on. It's my job to entertain, and the role of the channel is also to make people happy, to provide escapism, you know? Like, oh, you've had a long fucking day. Sit down and either watch this video or fucking play a game, have this on in the background, do whichever you want. It's no fuss to me. Point is, it's here to, you know, provide some escapism and some happiness and some fun and some laughs and some discussions and thoughts and stuff. So I knew deep down in my soul that even though I wasn't particularly bothered about missing the Pilgrimage of Compassion, I knew I had to do it. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it, certainly. I think I would have enjoyed the final boss more if I wasn't under a time constraint, like a hard time constraint. I could have put this off till tomorrow, but I don't want to risk it. I wanted to make sure this was done with time to spare, right? To make sure I didn't want to record 80% of the Intervallo and then have it run out of time. That would have been stupid. So yeah, glad I got it done. I'm not even gonna do the Patreon call out. I'm fucking knackered. They'll show up on screen. You see your name there, and you know I appreciate all of you for it. Thank you so much. I guess there won't be much Limbus in the nearby future, purely because there's nothing really to do now. Hopefully there'll be another Intervallo. I only say that because it'd be fun to hunt another Distortion, but from what I can tell, from what I've heard, the next thing will probably be Canto 9, and it'll probably be in around slightly before or slightly after Christmas. Not sure. That's not an official statement. That's just me repeating what I've heard from other people who are not official statements, so do your research if such things matter to you. But I look forward to that, and I guess we'll be hitting Noita again. Oh, that'll be fun. And then I can do some other random miscellaneous stuff until Canto 9 comes out. That'll be cool. I'll enjoy that. God, I'm so fucking dead. Dude, I tell you what, I never ask you guys really for anything along these lines. I'm gonna ask you just this once, right? ask a small favor of you. And the funny thing is, the people whom I would ask this favor for, and for it to actually be a thing, and like aren't people who are already doing it, are the people who have already clicked off because the intervallo is over. But I'll take my chances, right? Do me a favor. If you're a kind of person who only watches my Limbus Company content, and if you are, that's absolutely fine. I'm not giving you shit for that at all. It's absolutely fine. You know what you like, and that's cool. No problems with that at all. But if you are the kind of person who is only here for Limbus, in response to me having done this, do me a small favor. If I have ever done a series that you are even mildly interested in, do me a favor and just give it a quick look. If you don't like it, then that's fine. You don't have to keep watching. But do me a favor and just justify my efforts here today. just justify my efforts, and just if any series I've done interests you even slightly, just go have a quick look and see what you think. Right? If it turns out you might enjoy it, it would do me a lot of good. That reminds me, actually, I'm going to be having a litter of puppies soon, so content might be thin on the ground. That might have already happened by the time this video goes up, who fucking knows. So, yeah, actually, if you did go watch those videos, it would help me out quite a lot. If not, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind, but do me a favor, right? Just because I've sunk fucking weirdly, I think nearly like 10 hours into this intervallo, even though it's supposed to only be 6 hours, but you know, I have to talk a lot, and then I lost against the Knight and I lost against Mayors, so it took a lot longer. You're not obligated to me at all, so you don't have to do that. But if you feel up to it, maybe go have a look. You know, we've got Baldur's Gate with Lemon, we've got Clair Obscur going at the moment, we've got the ongoing modded XCOM series, Season 2 currently at the moment, and I've done a ton of shit over the years. Go onto the playlist section of the channel and pick something that takes your fancy. Or don't, but I would appreciate it if you did. But enough of me pandering for views. Thank you so much for watching, sincerely. And whatever happens next time, hope I see you there. Toodles. Goodbye.